And live. Live. How are you doing all the time? Smoker? You my guest?
Gothic Churro.
Yep. And?
It's a Yellen 29.
Yep. And? Echo? No.
Probably still busy, so let's just give him a shout out for his Iron
Yep.
Knight Gaming.
Yep. I'm gaming, and we're gonna talk about the comic industry and the whole COVID crap, and why this isn't happening. And I also have an issue because apparently more news came out with Danny Leo. I'm not kidding. Danny was on a podcast yesterday. Apparently he admits some stuff. What did he admit? Well, he admit the new Wikipedia failure. I'm not kidding.
Well, here's the thing about that. Usually, when people are done with an industry, like say like an actor is done with Warner Brothers, they'll expose everything.
Yep. You're all right about that.
But I can't blame Dan Deal for the failure of New 52. I mean, it's a failure for everybody else in the industry too. How they weren't communicative towards each other of what they're working on. Like you
Yep.
can tell that the new stuff, when it comes to the comics, that they weren't talking with each other of what's going on. You could tell the differences of the stories are not connected. They're writing their own thing, thinking, oh, nobody's gonna notice.
Yep. And apparently, according to the deal, I think from CBR.com, I know she was bullshit, but they got the guy from the sorts out and said, not as much time was spent on the second year of New 52. Actually, I'll probably screen share this because that's the interesting.
Well, it sounds like it's kind of true that they didn't have time for it
Yeah, they didn't.
because they focused on DCU, was it, or was it DC Now?
I think it was DCU. Yeah.
That was a complete train wreck.
Yeah, what a great Janek. Yep. But my biggest regret is making things happen too quickly sometimes. As you explained, we spent a good 6 to 8 months building the new 52, rethinking the character, design, the villain, everything so that made sense. Walker brother went on and said that he felt things began to move quicker and less time and energy would be invested in development improvements or making changes to the character that felt like it was where we have a new joint for line. If you then say fans don't have a point left foot anymore, you feel weird falling off the cards. You also add when we became on that was opportunity to bring back missing elements of DC Universe. Fortunately, once you put that in, you also have to put in the thing that made you want to rewind the line in the first place. Wait, what? Character that got started again. Oh, poor certain chain evolution.
So I think what he's saying is that it was a brand new thing. It wasn't. They weren't trying to continue what they did with New 52. They were trying to bring in fresh ideas, which if you reread it, it does feel like a relaunch, like how Marvel does it.
Yeah, Marvel now.
Ignore the story. The only story that was continuing was Batman. If you think about it,
and Green Lantern.
Yeah. While the Flash was doing its own thing, Justice League was, I don't know, all over the place.
It went all over the place. It was a mess.
Green Arrow got canned.
Green Arrow got Red Hood got garbage. Teen Titans.
Red Hood. Teen Titans was going good, but then it was going down.
Yeah, it went to Harvest and the Kong and New 52 Superboy. That was a clusterfuck in itself. Jesus, New 52 was a nightmare.
I actually liked New 52 Superboy. I thought he was pretty interesting. They try to keep the clone concept, but they also made it towards another thing to where it's the clone of Superman family.
Yeah, the clone of New 52 and New 52 who John Mankill went nuts and it was a mess. And then he died. And then returns. And all the crossover.
Yeah.
And then
it had its ups and downs, but
yeah.
I mean, I do like some of the stories, even though Batman had like the best ones.
Yeah, Batman was doing good ones.
Yeah.
But
Bendis, I think he's doing good. He's doing what I want. Changes along with a little bit of classic, a little bit, not too much. Because I read some of some old Superman, like, oh yeah, but I like characters to evolve more.
Same. And the problem
not stay the same. That's what New 50. That's what I liked about the New 52. Superman wasn't this like nice guy. No, he was like, yeah, I have powers.
he was more edgy.
Yeah, it's like all of us how we would feel with powers. Like, yeah, we can do whatever we want. Laugh at the people trying to hurt us.
Yep. Which
But his
anyway,
stories were going bad. With Action Comics, his stories were like,
it was a
going
mess.
on? Is this canon?
If it's not, I don't know what's going on. Grant Morrison, I don't know what's a complete mess. Like, I love Grant Morrison, but even I couldn't tell what's going on in that
And then
book.
when John Romita Jr. took over art, I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah, John Romita
No
Jr.
more. No more.
Speaking of John Romita Jr., he's actually back. He's back at drawing action comics again.
Though I did like the Batman and Superman New 52 they did. I
Yeah,
liked
good
the
pack.
series. I was like, that's how I want them to meet in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
They were childhood friends, not like, oh, I hate this guy because he's darkness.
Yep. Yeah. All right, I'll give that shit. But other than that, it went to shit after the crossover to the back with the Juice was awful. The Cyborg, actually Cyborg, I didn't know what that was. That was weird. We got the new video Super crossover with bad with the culling by Teen Titans. We just superhero with a nightmare.
The Convergence was like, it brought everything in that we needed for Rebirth, in a way.
Yep.
But
Well, kind of.
it brought back Kingdom Come Superman, which was really cool, and then seeing like Superboy scared of him because he knows how powerful he is.
Yeah.
Seeing like all the happy endings that we wanted to see, like Red Hood finally joining the Bat family in the old continuity, and then Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson getting married.
Yep. And Wally West with the with his kids is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The great band, 5.1 million, that was awesome. But other than that, the main book convention itself with a what the fuck. Like, oh yeah, ought to be a Future's End. One of the worst.
And it's still happening, like I told you.
Yeah,
Everything
you
is
were
still
right.
happening slowly.
Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. Like, goddamn Future's End. Why does it still haunt me? To this day, it haunts me. Yeah. Yeah, Future's End is a book that would never stop. Yeah. But anyway, back on track. Despite that in general, I thought New Video is going to a bad execution. But anyway, we're not even talking about that. Well, we are talking about that recent not New York, that recent positive we heard. But back on track. Okay, back to the comments as a whole. Okay, the comments I've been mentioning before is going to be quite the fuck right now. There's no Diamond shutting down, and as I brought up before,
I never heard anything like this happen before, where they shut down new comics.
yeah.
But here's the thing: the comic industry is kind of killing itself. I mean, look at all the variants.
That's a huge problem.
There, they know, it's for collectors, but not for the readers.
Yeah.
Last I checked, people buy comics to both collect and read them.
Yeah, they're correct for the story.
Not buying them for fancy covers and then try to sell them on eBay for $200 or more, thinking, I could get some extra cash off of this.
Which is ridiculous and stupid in so many levels. Yeah.
But take a good guess. What's the highest variant I encountered?
Spider-Gwen.
No, it is of the Batman comic, the new one that came out.
Oh yeah, with Joe.
Is that the one linking to Punchline?
Yeah, Punchline.
No, not the punch. Well, one of them is the Punchline, but no, it's the animated series sequel.
Oh yeah, that did come out.
Somebody is selling a variant.
Oh, the continued series of it.
Yeah, they're selling a variant that has no font, no labels. It's just a picture for $98.
What? That's ridiculous. Who would pay down money for a variant cover like that?
I don't know who would pay for that, but I mean, I see someone buy the same variant at a comic shop, like 9 copies of them before, and it kind of scares me. Like how people are with these.
Yeah, That's good. You'll love about that.
I am hating my Wednesdays though, because Wednesdays usually is like, oh, a new comic comes out, but now that there's not hardly any, it's like, man, what's the point of having a Wednesday now?
Yeah. Indeed.
Well, maybe they could help us down here in Australia. And instead of making it on Wednesdays, they could probably make it on Mondays.
Shit.
Hey, beginning of the week, plus it gives
I
quite a bit of extra time to which I could get my reviews out of the way, and I could get more comics reviewed in the week.
Yeah. That's one part of the come out madness.
That's COVID. This virus is actually really getting like kind of out of control. There's some places that are dying down, like they're going back to normal slowly.
Yeah.
But here in California, we just got an extension of the stay inside, practicing social distancing till May 12th, I think it is, or May 15th, I forgot. And there's people are getting crazy over it. Like they're telling us to wear masks, and I hardly see anybody wear masks.
How do
They don't. 1 minute supplies.
Yeah.
how do they expect to do that when they can't provide them for the public?
Yeah, they can't.
And I have heard
That's
stories of people paying their
terrible.
It's terrible.
Like,
a
even
friend
if
of
they
mine's
just
friend
came
got
in,
pulled over. All right?
one at a time.
They got pulled over for not wearing a mask. They
What?
got ticketed for $1,000.
What?
that's
That's insane.
Yeah.
Number one, it's the government's fault. Maybe they should pay for the bloody mask.
Yeah.
All right, instead of making you pay some stupid, ridiculous fine.
Yeah, for $1,000, which is ridiculous.
Well, good thing I
stupid.
bought
And not only that, they've also got a job to inform the public, make sure the public gets what they need before going out.
Well, the interesting
Mhm.
thing
So
about
that's
the United
also
States
bad
is,
on their half. So they can't blame you for something that they didn't provide.
Glenn, continue.
Here's the thing, though, about the United States. We're not organized. Like,
Oh my God.
we're
What a mess right
behind.
now.
We're behind everything. We're panicking still. While everybody's like, hey, we're almost going to be out in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Well, in Australia,
Idiots.
in Australia too, our politicians want to try to push this as far as they can. At the beginning, they were starting to say May. Now they're starting to say September. Make up your fucking minds.
It's out here till the school. Like they said, oh, we're gonna probably just end the school year. I'm like,
Yeah.
Really? Okay. What is it? Are you gonna end it or?
Is December? Is it January? Is
Yeah.
it 2021?
My school's shut down until June now. In June, early June is the last day of spring semester.
What sucks?
Yeah, like I'm still in school though. I'm still online. Everybody's still
Yeah.
converted online, and I'm curious though. So I asked my cousin, "Hey, what happens if nobody's doing their schoolwork that got converted online, who were supposed to go into campus?"
Yeah,
what
that's what I
happens?
wonder.
Do they cancel school or something? Because
Well, in Australia, they're already expecting that students that didn't get to complete this year will be repeating it the next. So
they repeat it over
that's
here
something
too.
that
Like
they've
if you
sort of
if you
indicated
cancel,
around here.
you gotta do the course again.
Yeah. Oh, really? Damn. That sucks.
Yeah, like I'm taking 2 courses. I'm taking intro to sociology and then also video game history.
Ooh, that sounds
Ooh. Wait.
Video game history is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah. You all about it. In fact, video game history might be wait, I didn't know school didn't teach video game history because when I was growing up, school didn't teach about video games. They said, they're making a lot of your brain. They're not history. Was it BS in so many levels?
Oh, what was it? In Australia, we actually had it's in Federation Square in Melbourne. This is before all this crap happened. I ended up going to a bit of a history rebuff for our Acme Museum, which sort of like covers media, or of course video gaming, amongst other things. And we got to see basically the history itself of, say, video games to video game consoles.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
That was fantastic to look through. Like, you got to see its early beginnings, and from there, the arcade machines. Oh, you would have loved it if you were there. You would have absolutely loved it. And then from there, it started moving to the home consoles, or say the early home consoles.
Are you talking
Say
about like
from
the
the
brown box?
Atari, from the Atari to the early Nintendo systems to the early Sony PlayStation systems. It just came up sort of like to the present known ones at that time. And that must have been a little over 10 years ago that I went to it, but it was worth
2010. 2010,
so
right?
it would have been around, I think, when the Xbox 360 came out.
Yeah, that's on 2010.
PlayStation 2. So
Correct.
around that time period. And it was just fantastic.
When
You were able to say, look at the old Commodores.
Oh wait, it came out 2005.
Those.
My bad.
See the IBMs interact with those. It was a hands-on display, full-on hands-on, and it was amazing.
Nice.
If I ever got the opportunity to go see it again, I definitely would.
Yeah,
It was worth what I paid for it.
Yeah, that was yeah, I got this came out it was in 2005.
Well, in my video game history, we just got done doing two legendary consoles about the brown box, which pretty much was a prototype Atari.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one?
The Odyssey, which was the first console to actually work on TVs.
Huh. I seen the Atari with the first console working TV.
No, it wasn't. It was a brown box first.
Huh. Interesting. The more you know.
Yeah, right now we are studying Atari. We're going in order. We started with the first games, like what the Egyptians would play, and then chess.
To all the way I did to technology.
Pretty much, which is really interesting. Like, if those out there want to try it, I recommend Video Game History.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot more interesting than current history itself is interesting. I don't know I love history, like. But anyway, this is not more like I'm not talking about we're talking video game all day. We're talking about the comic industry as a whole, especially with this virus as well now. Okay, this is what I do want to bring up. Yeah, bring up about in general. See, about Diamond. As I mentioned before, Diamond had a monopoly with always a horrible idea. Why? Because Diamond had a monopoly with the comic industry with a bad name from day one. Because look what happened. The minute when Diamond shut that doing it, oh shit! What Diamond shut that doing? Diamond no new comics, and everybody now panicking. Gee. I wonder why they're panicking. I know why. Because Diamond already been doing. Never trust a company that's so don't count but one distributor. It always backfires. Battery. Like, Len, your thoughts?
Well, Diamond doing what they're doing, it is going to hurt the comic industry really bad. Though I heard and also read that Jim Lee was donating money.
Yeah.
Book shops because of This does hurt the comic book shops. If their Funkos or any kind of merchandise is not selling, then they're gonna lose their store.
Yeah,
they can make so much from the old comics, but not a lot of people these days purchase old comics from the comic shops. They usually order them from eBay because some comic shops have ridiculous prices on vintage comics.
And it comes down to what you are specifically looking for in comic shops as well.
Yeah. Which is why I would support trade or physical copy. Physical copy,
yeah, they're going to have to, focus on graphic trades pretty soon and fast. Because.
Well, considering the comics that are meant to be coming out in this time period, it might be easier to just go straight to trade paperback. Get up the first 3 or 4 volumes up, after the first 3 or 4 volumes are up, then they
Yeah.
can do the hardcover omnibus. Right? DC should
Yeah.
be doing that too, because I
DC
prefer to
everyone
read
should be
trade
doing it.
paperback than hardcover. About the only time I sort of allow for hardcover is for special exceptions.
Yeah, but
Special exceptions such as, for example, I've got a old Ninjak hardcover omnibus here, which I managed to find online.
Diamond is like. Oh, sorry to interrupt, but we got a comment from Bob is consumed. Oh, Bob consumed. Diamond is like what Death Star with the Empire. When you put all your resources in one area, even the mighty titans are made vulnerable.
That's actually a good comparison.
Yeah, it is.
That's really awesome. But here's the other thing, though. Comic Book Day is canceled.
Oh yeah, free comic day. We forgot about that.
And first they did was, oh, we're gonna extend it to all May and have free comics all of May. And what happened after that?
Diamond
They
shut
announced
down.
new comics are not gonna be printed. They canceled Comic Book Day completely and extended it to like, oh, it's gonna be around June when we get free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All the viruses are going on now. Like, and that
Everybody stays inside like they're supposed to, you know. And only do things they need to get done, like, you know, go get some grocery shopping. You can't go to laundromats because everybody's at the laundromats. It's a social gathering.
Yep. And they can't go to GameStop, but GameStop's well,
Yeah, it's
sort of. Yeah, kind of, sort of, because woman right there, corporate overlord said, "You're essential." Actually, for your company, it's bullshit. Look, I love video games, but even I wouldn't with my employee for the get new game. That's insane. Like, but that's another topic altogether. I would do my own video on that. Oh boy, I was pissed because I remember when employees over there in corporate are being idiots. But Walmart still open. I know that Walmart serves some food, so that makes sense. But anyways, like, Burger King for the good comparison, and you're with that Diamond with all the deficit, the Empire, and that didn't make sense. And unfortunately, they did have to have another major effect on our storyline that happening recently. Like, for example, Empire. What's Empire? Empire, the new Marvel event.
I completely quit Marvel to where I'm only collecting the new Wolverine series and Black Cat. That's it.
Yeah.
I am like way out of Marvel for one major reason, and it's their new Warriors with safe space and all those characters. Like,
oh yeah,
what the hell is this?
Safe Space and Snowflake.
Yes, I'm like, Marvel. I defend
Marvel
you. Now
trolling
I can't defend you
the
anymore.
trolls.
Yeah, but all this shit. Venom.
What am I looking at? What is this? What is this? Is like college student intern characters.
Yeah.
Be negative, a vampire? Really?
Yep.
I mean, it looks cool and all, but the name.
Yeah, the name is awful, but the character itself, he's the only character that was interesting. You know, his backstory, in my opinion, is kind of stupid, in my opinion. Well, okay, it's not stupid. It's kind of like the Michael Morbius as the character. But,
Wait, so he's like Michael Morbius?
well, kind of. His screen time backstory. Me obsessed with his brain freaking connected and exposed to internet gas. I'm not kidding. Internet gas. Look.
Okay, his name is cool. His design is pretty cool.
Yeah, but the backstory is very stupid. And there's no van safe.
He looks like a Ben 10 ripoff.
Yeah, you gotta look at
Yeah.
Look at it.
It's like the love child.
If you remember Ben 10,
Yep.
he wore his wristwatch.
Oh my God.
But it's sort of like it's taken that over, took the wristwatch into the fucking suit.
It's hard to pronounce the name. Omnitrix. Yeah. Omnitrix.
I mean, if B Negative gets his own comic, I'll gladly read that.
Yeah, I found backstory. Team Max brought to Michael Morbius blood a child and a rogue, but let's say
Okay,
medical
so he had the
procedure.
same disease as Michael Morbius had that he was trying to cure.
Well, not him. I think his parents were trying to kill him, so they got
Well,
Michael
yeah,
Morbius.
but it's like okay, but still like
Yeah. One year the baby, he got low I seen Bushman from we seen from Michael Morbius, and now he's very similar look and very similar vampires. Says Killer Smith be negative 80 like a person or dirty and daddy drinks blood. Or dirty. Okay. You know what? Wait. Also like the Spider-Man 90s cartoon, apparently he also has wrist suckers. You know, from the Spider-Man anime series.
oh like in the anime. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, give him a series, get him off the team, and there you go. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm really interesting at the anti-hero for Blade to team. Oh, have Blade and B-Negative team up and try to fight each other. That'll be actually hilarious. Also, we have Trailblazer. Okay. Look at Kiss get down the world team superhero her magic backpack and active power dimension seen in famous spade. Wait a minute. These like the TARDIS, oh wait a minute. Let me see. So this character is like Dora the Explorer, fused with Faith from Valiant, but with this magic backpack. Okay. So
Hey,
eh,
why do I feel like Marvel was drunk making these characters? So far, the only one I like is B negative. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the only one.
and here's Snowman Safe Space.
I don't
Ugh,
like those. I don't
Yeah.
like those. I
I
don't
don't
like
like them either.
this. The designs, okay, but the name should just changed it.
Yeah. Apparently these two people are twins. Are all twin and are psychic. We're psychic. Somebody is a cryokinetic and material Snowman shuriken projectiles. Okay.
Oh my
So she's like a ninja with ice powers. Wait a sec. That was my idea. My idea was like a ninja with ice powers. They stole my idea. Whatever.
That was already a ninja with ice power. It's called Sub Zero.
Oh yeah, they stole real. Damn it. There we go. I mean, Safe Space. Safe Space can say pink forfeit, but he can't have it them himself.
See, this is why I'm glad I have people telling me what's going on with Marvel. That way I can be like, you know what? I quit. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently what it says.
I am done with Leviathan. I'm getting tired of it.
Oh yeah, Leviathan, that train. Like what the hell was that idea? Leviathan was garbage. Oh,
Dora.
yeah,
That's messed up.
yeah, it messed up. Indeed. So, but you were a door. Yeah, I
I
can
like
see
that.
it.
That's a good thing.
Yep. Eating, no eating. Well, indeed, yeah, I agree. New World is just bad, and this is part of the Outlaw event. Yeah, Outlaw, an event that no one gives them. I don't care about Outlaw. It's a bad idea. I think these guys are basically
The
antis.
cover is cool. The cover is cool, but it looks like a rip off of another cover.
Yeah, it does. Like, they are so stupid. Like, where are these new Warriors? Oh, wait. They got canceled. Like, this is part of the Outlaw event. And you know, Outlaw, the new Marvel event, kind of like Love and War. Except for Marvel. Yeah. Yeah. Which,
I'll just if you're gonna read it, I'll just watch your review of it.
I'm not gonna review it. There's no point. But this just bad. And I'm just burned out with Marvel events. Outlaw looks terrible.
Just let me know when B negative gets his own comic.
We're be negative. It was a lot more
I'll gladly
interesting.
buy it, just like I'm gonna buy Morbius's comic.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least be negative. We had a plot. Yeah, Essence is going to comment short. Oh yeah, I could be forgot about it. I have to close Discord. Yeah. All right, quit Discord. All right, that. Marvel clickbait covers. Lol, indeed.
Yeah, that's what they're
I
known
agree.
for. That's what they're known for.
Yep, that's what they're known for indeed. In fact, the only event I'm going to read them on Marvel is Empire maybe, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's like I said. I only got Wolverine and Black Cat.
Yeah.
I'm collecting and reading.
Why should they queue for all the way and book on story over events? I agree. Like, look at Hickman.
They won't though. We know this.
Yeah, they won't. At least Hickman had a plan. Hickman's story was the industry with the X-Men.
Yeah, and look what happened. Look what happened now.
Oh yeah,
He's
it's a
doing
mess.
so good until the New Warriors invaded.
That's true. Damn
It's
it.
like the Fire Nation.
Yep. Oh. oh yeah. Speaking of X-Men, you have Chilling the Atom coming up. Yay! Another X-Men book, but this looks really stupid.
Oh my god.
All right. What new word? There's another controversy that happened during this time, and oh god, it looks. Hang on, I'm gonna try to find it. Oh, that was easy. Found it. That's Children of the Atom.
Are they supposed to be descendants of the X-Men or something?
No, apparently these characters that band boys and band girls. I'm not kidding. New long.
Who's writing?
Writer Beta Yawa.
Okay, the artist is pretty good though, from what I'm seeing. Art.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Bernard Chang.
It sounds like fanboys, fangirls writing this.
Yeah, it
Who
does.
wrote fan fiction for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And apparently, these teens focus on this category mystery, but no secret these teens have been inspired by your favorite X-Men, but don't let the animation fool you. They eventually bought them, and you won't believe the twist and turn that way you in the very first issue. Whatever you got,
No.
Tony Morphin, living vampire, Sharon Jane, and Morbius. Wait, what? Wait, she's writing Morbius? Fuck. Well, that's not good. What the X-Men had sidekicks? My take on it because what would be actual kid from our current time be like if they were X-Men sidekicks? What would Gen Z? What does that mean?
Gen Z is that whatchamacallit?
Zero, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
They're really trying to be social justice warriors.
Yeah, they are. Fuck. Oh, this sounds awful.
Well,
Like-
this is the fall of Marvel. I'm
Yep.
calling it right now.
Yeah, this sounds bad. Hello, Comic Boom. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yep.
Hey, good to see you made it.
Yep, it's you. We already talked about New Warrior and Church of the Atom, but agree.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I thought it was starting at. I guess I'm a half hour late. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. I usually said 7 o'clock, but I had to extend it to on the 8th. The other plan is 7 o'clock, but no, but I said fuck it. I just start at 7. Or 7:30, what it says.
So what I missed?
No. We're ready to talk about the comic industry and Marvel, but downfall, but with Children of the Atom and New Warrior, basically. Which as you can see. Did I?
Okay.
Yeah, like basically, Children of the Atom is basically these new characters go inspired by the X-Men to do something. I don't know what they're gonna do, and frankly, I don't care. Oh, they have a tick. Oh yeah, they have a TikTok.
You mean they are sidekicks? Pretty much it's written of what if X-Men had sidekicks, which was really dumb.
Yep.
Honestly, this ain't DC Comics superheroes having
Yeah.
sidekicks.
If how you do fellow care with a person, it would be Marvel. Lol, indeed. Oh, I get that quote. Nice. Yeah, like this sounds like a really bad idea. Like New Warrior is a controversial mess, but Cherry Atom sounds much worse. I don't know what to pick your poison. New Warriors or Cherry Atom?
I think
Bigger
Junior Adam is going to be much worse. I mean, at least from the looks of it, New Warriors trying, but
Yeah,
Junior Adam sounds like a fan fiction.
it does sound like that.
Complete fan fiction. of
Yeah.
someone who's an X-Men fan.
Yeah. Which would me, that's a red flag. We just said X-Men was doing so good, but then they had to mess it up. God damn it. Oh. TikTok is Chinese run SM app, just saying. It is? Huh. I know what it is. I didn't hear what they done to X-Men in the comic. Like you said, X-Men and Sidekicks, the dumbest idea ever. Well, I need Mega Blade. Yep. Yeah,
Hopefully-
this had a bad idea. Was no
Hopefully
over.
Hickman can save the day after this, fails.
Yeah, hopefully. I trust Hickman and the whatever X Force over that idea. But back on track. Come on, I want to ask you, what's been Diamond having a stranglehold over the comic industry?
What's the question? Sorry.
What's been Diamond having a stranglehold over the comic industry, and now when they close the doors, everyone panicking.
Well, Diamond, of course, is the sole distributor of the comic book industry, and that might change. They do somewhat have obviously a stranglehold. There is obviously we're going to have to wait this out. I know that just from what we can read from what's been online, we know that DC and Marvel continue to they're still working on their comic books. I think Marvel's cut back 20% on some of the workload, and I think DC's maybe made some changes, but obviously they have to coordinate something with Diamond in the coming months.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know exactly what this economy is going to do, but I would think probably I'm thinking we're going to be waiting till at least the end of May until we see any sort of movement on the comic book front in terms of distribution. I will say this, one interesting thing to note about Amazon prices is that Amazon prices, they normally compete with the direct sale market, but the Amazon prices are actually not going down. If you look at some of the Amazon prices, they've actually increased their prices on some comic books because they no longer are competing with the direct sale market. And I find that somewhat disturbing that Amazon will lower their prices when the comic book stores are open to compete with the comic book stores, but yet when the comic book stores are closed down, Amazon's prices have gone back up. It's something that Brian Hibbs, a well-known retailer in the United States, has recently brought to everyone's attention.
That's better. Yeah. That's better. More light. Yep. There we go. But yeah, I agree. Diamond had an order conjure order bad idea. I said before, I was thinking Diamond had an order coming into the whole idea. One.
Okay, you've got Tehillim and Gothic Shuro. Their mics are turned off. Did you turn off their mics?
No, I turned it off.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
No, I didn't touch him.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree. Like Diamond over having commented about him day one, and proved my point that having a string over the comedy was a whole idea. And guess what? When that card crashed, everything is collapsed. Yep.
Yeah.
That too. Oh, indeed. What's not helping Marvel is why attacking fan. Oh yeah, that did happen. I completely forgot about that. Oh, that is another minefield going to the comic industry. Why attacking
This
fans?
I did not know about. I am really interested now about this.
Yeah. They're all kind of really going to comics right now, and why Marvel writers, not just Marvel, I think DC writers are doing it well. Is it DC or the Marvel? I don't know. Yeah, but agree.
Actually, it was from what I've seen, Dan Slott would be attacking commenters.
Yeah,
Same thing
Dan
with Rob
Slott.
Liefeld too.
Yeah, well, White Belt is a different beast altogether, and there was somebody better. But White Belt, I give him some credit for writing his own stuff, but yeah, Young Pope is awful. See, the monkeys giving a trash like that. It's only a matter of time for the company to code permanently. That's not gonna happen. There's no way how much you ever code down.
Just because some of their stories are bad, it doesn't mean their sales are bad.
Yeah,
There's a difference.
so that's the been going down up for years, for decades. Panic when they start kicking that door to put more to see if they don't get them good storytelling. That could happen eventually. I know that. I think.
Now, for the writers, actually it could be ignored by the new fans who stand the whole MCU and comic books.
That's true.
I mean, I see people defend Rob Liefeld when Rob Liefield's becoming an asshole. Same thing with Dan Slott.
Yeah. Same thing with the writer Venom, who also got in the fire.
Donny Cates, he just blocks now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna block him. Here's the
Yeah.
thing: fans are allowed to dislike, but don't attack the writer.
Yeah, that could piss me off with some fans. And I hate saying that, but I'm a fan. Well, but I don't attack writing. That's way too far, way too extreme.
I don't either. I just say my opinion, and then that's it. They block me.
Yeah,
Like,
they block me.
come on.
Like,
You can't blame the writers for attacking people for bugging them, and
yeah,
they're frustrated. They're spending hours writing stuff, and they don't need this.
yeah, like they don't need it bullshit. Like it's crap. Like, it's kind of both sides fall in this way. I hate saying that we do, but even I mean, I like Bendis story, but Bendis story has been awful. It's Event Alive and garbage, and Jesus, Ryan is an awful character that need to go away. But even I will attack him in Twitter. That's just stupid. That wastes my time. No
Well,
matter.
I think it's important to note that I think what some writers need to, if you're a professional, if you're a comic book writer or creator, I think you have to have an air of professionalism. Of course, it's wrong for anybody to attack a writer on Twitter or anything else.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't have to. We are well entitled. I'm perfectly entitled to criticize a writer and say whatever I want. You don't like it, don't respond and don't engage with me. I'll be straight up about it. It's something called freedom of expression. And look, it's not to say none of us should say hateful or bigoted things. I mean there should be zero tolerance for that. But you don't have to engage. Like let's use Brian Bendis as an example. But Bendis is a good example because, I've been critical of Bendis.
Same.
But I've never attacked him personally. I've said I don't like some of his writing, but Bendis has never attacked anybody online. Bendis has never badmouthed any of his people who criticize him. He's never done that. He's been a nice person. He does interviews. He promotes his product. And he doesn't engage people on Twitter, and that's what professionals should do. It's really, really simple. As I'm a lawyer for a living, I argue with people all the time. And let me tell you something. Here's a news flash. It's not possible to argue with somebody who doesn't want to argue with you. I know. I've tried it. It doesn't work. If you don't want to argue with me, it's really easy not to argue with me. You just don't engage me. And that's especially true when you're on Twitter. If you don't want to have the discussion, or if you're just going to badmouth somebody, just don't say anything. It's just really simple. And this is something that some writers and creators that they don't really grasp. And it's
they don't understand the situation.
But
right. Sorry, continue.
But not. But so be it.
Uh-oh. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
His screen has frozen.
God damn it. Damn it.
And he has some good points, though. Like, really good points.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. I agree 100%.
We'll let him finish. Here we go. He's back.
You may continue. Continue when you left off.
So, sorry, you talk. I think I cut off for a little bit there, but
yeah, you got cut off.
I think I made my point. I was just, I mean, if the point being is that if none of us have anything nice to say about something, I mean, we don't have to say anything at all. But it's okay to be critical. It's just that if you're a writer and if you're a creator and you're engaging and you're on Twitter, I mean, you're gonna have to have a thick skin. And if you don't have a thick skin, then maybe you want to get off the porch and leave the other dogs alone.
Yeah, I agree. Like, maybe getting off Twitter is a good idea because Twitter is in a minefield of bullshit and political crap. And
or just do the whole blocking. That's it.
That too. But sometimes you block the good people and you block.
Yeah. It's not gonna make your comic book sales lower if you block them. people who don't like his writing.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, let's just have a look at this present time and what is this present crisis at time. This could be a fantastic opportunity for both comic creators and also fans of said comic creators to engage in good, healthy discussion, even if that discussion does involve, say, the rare healthy, not the unhealthy, but the rare healthy argument.
Yeah, like for example, Scott Stein tweeting that he is a nice guy. I had to be tweeting, actually, me and someone putting were tweeting at you about Death Metal, and he had to like a tweet, which was awesome.
All right.
Tom
Let me bring
Taylor.
up something else. Another advantage of this too is it gives the opportunity of the creator and also the person who enjoys said creator the time to get to know each other a little bit better, like to understand each other a little bit better. Yeah, we might not enjoy being in lockdown, but let's use the opportunity for the best.
Mm-hmm.
We might not be happy with the situation, but let's make the best of the situation.
Yeah, let's not make it worse. Like, let's stop trying to kill each other. Let's tell a good story. Like, I'm so tired of both sides trying to kill each other. Just not piss me off. And look, I get it. I do. I get more like either they do some awful thing with those dox fans. I don't know what that means. And some like dirty tactics.
Docs means they got their information.
Oh, that crap. Damn it. Okay, that part I don't know about, and I don't want to name up minefield.
Yeah,
Because
just keep going.
Yeah, that's gonna be a crap, but he does make a good point, right? Despite that crap. Beef up and big and brave bubbles crash and beef by the man invention by a new line, all three remember I don't know what that is. Interesting. I also understand more anime series recently they made good one of X-Men anime series, Spider-Man anime series, Select Spider-Man also I love that series, and then open a great woman. Yeah, all the series were all great, is that they all got canceled because of bullshit, and then we have bad moment. But that's more anime, that's a different topic altogether. That did not involve the comic industry. Or does it? I don't know. Weird. But back on track. Okay.
Well, not only that, I was thinking a while ago when I was talking with a friend on Discord, is that I'd actually like to see Brian Michael Bendis try to expand his universe. And I'm talking about Jinx World, not his DC or Marvel stuff. And one of the things that I brought up was, what if they did something like similar to Convergence, but this is more so centered around Jinx World and just a way to help get his characters out for other people to check out his material?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be crossover-like, but you know what? I think it would be great to use.
Yeah.
About it.
Hit him, baby. You'll be hidden title.
Now, you know the things that I like to bring up on my own channel. Like things that I look for in a story. I am very set in my ways of the things I like to look for in a story. Like, let the reader know what time and place this is taking at or is happening at.
Yeah, but Ben is
Like,
kind of.
You're gonna be happy
before Powers even starts, or even before Scarlet, or it could be set somewhere in between that, or any of the other that he has connected within his Jinx World universe.
Yep.
That would help give more promotion to his characters, draw more attention to his stories. Now, I'm probably one of the I'm not the first to vouch for his material or Shilly's material, but I make sure to make an effort of it on the videos I do to say, like, I'll point out if I'm not impressed with a Brian Michael Bendis DC comic, and I will recommend, even if I forget to recommend it in the video, I will recommend it in the description. Go pick up Jinx World Powers Volume 1 and read that over this. It's a better story. I do that for a reason. Why? Because I've read it. I enjoy that world. I enjoy that story. It's a solid story.
Mhm.
But when you come to, say, some of his later works, it's just missing the passion that he had when he was here.
Indeed.
Like,
Right.
if you did a crossover, say, with Powers and Jim Gordon, just for one example, right? You could have Christian Walker meet up with Jim Gordon, and here they are investigating a case together.
Look, have been GCPD or Government Central got over with Powers. That would be a crossover story. I would read that. Again,
I'd love to see that, even if it's done in a one shot, and those one shots are eventually brought together into, say, one trade paperback. Like, you can have one that covers Powers, you can have one that covers Scarlet, Pearl, United States versus Murder Inc. Like, you could do one that connects to all of those and how they have interacted with those universes. But not only cover DC, also cover Marvel, Image, like, get it out. Like, literally get it out. Even though his title begun in Image, there was one story that I came across in one of the volumes, and in it he had like a guest character turn up, and the guest character that turned up was Warren Ellis.
Nice.
Very interesting, very smart, very creative. I understand a bit of a breaking of the fourth wall in that too, but with that alone, he could use that as the launching point to start to show the interaction or crossover with Image, like some characters within or some characters or some comics that might need a little bit more attention within Image. You could also do it with Marvel and even Marvel characters. Like, even if he wanted to do one with, say, something Jinx World with Miles Morales, he could do that too. It's a character he worked on, but it would still give attention to said character.
Also,
the world at Marvel. It could be Jessica Jones. It could be anyone. It could be Elektra. It could be Daredevil. It could be with characters that he has worked with within the Marvel universe.
Agreed. Sorry to interrupt. We got some comments. Sorry to interrupt, but here to point, gentlemen. If Batman Animated ever return a comic, then surely Marvel can do the same with X-Men Animated or Spectre and expand the story. Well, finding about that, we did get that. Kind of. In Secret Wars.
Also, it's not the Batman animated series returning sequel. It's pretty much where they left off in the comic.
Yeah.
It's
more
canon with the animated universe.
Yep. And that story is gonna give it Deathstroke, it's gonna give it Jean Todd, it's gonna give it it's gonna give us, I forget. Yeah, I don't remember. It's gonna give Jean Todd, it's gonna give it basically
Phantasm's coming
Deathstroke.
back.
Who?
Phantasm's coming
Oh,
back.
Phantasm. Yeah, Phantasm. Yeah.
Now, to answer earlier about the writing thing, how people like comics where they say where it takes place. In my comic universe that I'm working on for my company called Echo Noir Comics.
Awesome.
All our comics will have dates, times, and when everything takes place, so that way it doesn't become a huge mess.
I was during time before that unit went
So far, there is 2 other writers. I've been talking to them, telling them what to do to make sure we stay in place and not like, hey, this takes place 10 years ago. No, we don't want no 10 years ago. We want it like, maybe an hour earlier or ahead, not this years ago. You can have flashbacks, but please don't do the whole. Let's get a third book and make it a prequel. No, none of that.
Yeah, I forget that'll be a cut the fuck in so because my book came like 5 years ago. No, that doesn't make any sense. But how did I connect to my story? It was like I don't know, figure it out. Okay, sure. I'll try to connect my story to your story, even though your story doesn't make any sense. Ah,
Yeah.
my head will explode about writing after that because I just said, this makes no sense. I can't connect your story to your story. Or the indie, or the outpost story, or a story that out of continuity. My brain will hurt now. Well, they have no DC and Marvel. More than DC, the DC continuity is what the fuck. Like Marvel continuity is all over the place, but DC is so much worse because what get the DC? But it's like, okay, this is the thing I do want to talk about. The whole Danny Dio stuff. Okay, I know we were talking about comment. What's your opinion on Danny Dio made the new 52? What he messed up?
What do I think they? How do I think they messed up the new 52?
Well, it's Danny Dio. Danny Dio, I think, came on a podcast recently on YouTube, and he made the new 52 with a mistake.
Well, I'm not sure. I think all of New 52 was a mistake. I mean, the only thing I liked about the New 52 is I liked Wonder Woman and Batman. That was pretty much it for me.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm screenshot right now. Guy. Ta-da. Can you see? Come on, can you see?
Yeah, it's the article that you put up there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, Dan Didio's comment about what went wrong with the New 52, he was basically stating that he never had enough time to develop it, and that he wanted more time to flush it out, and that by the time they hit the first year of stories were good, but the second and year stories, they never developed the characters enough, and the third year the writers went off tangent, and there was a lack of focus by the third year.
Yeah.
And,
It was a mess.
Yeah, well, I actually thought it was a mess in the first year as well.
Same.
Because it lacked that focus right out of the gate. To be very blunt, I thought.
Yeah.
But guess what? Let's give the New 52 some credit. It did bring a lot of people into the medium. It brought a lot of new people into comic books, not just DC but also Marvel. It had a positive effect on the comic book industry as a whole. So it was successful in bringing more people to DC and more people into Marvel and more people into comics in general. So I do give it credit in that regard. But as a narrative, and
It was a mess.
This is building on what Gothic Churro said when he talked about the importance of having some timelines, establishing the correct timeline, make sure that your audience isn't lost in terms of knowing where the characters lie, how they interrelate, and having some idea what the continuity is, because the continuity got very convoluted with the New 52. And ultimately, that's one of the reasons why they went to Rebirth.
Yep. And Rebirth gave us whole give love. But then that crap in itself, like a year the event was garbage. The event would have been trash. And then Brandon Superman destroyed it with Rebirth. That's what Superman family. Everything that Brandon does went to shit, and then we went to Marvel. Wait, no, not with the Marvel. What the hell am I saying? Crap, I got that backwards. I'm like, and left Marvel to get a DC, and then everything fell apart. Like, Batman should have took on Batman. Batman should have Batman from the very beginning. He worked on street over carriage, not space carriage. And your space carriage is on the shit. Go on the goddamn premise, go on the goddamn book. Bad. It was a mess. I want to see ever do crossover again. I want to see characters like the Squadron Supreme, Senator, and Hercules in the crossover. Ooh, that's 50% of fun. I was a crossover. Oh, I want to talk about this. Thank you for my Mega Brain. What? Okay, I want to ask. What do you mean on the Marvel DC crossover? Do you think that's still the industry since it does go to the comic industry as a whole? When?
Marvel vs. DC. We mean like a crossover?
Yeah, but there have been a lot of rumors going around that all the writers of Marvel DC want to do a crossover.
That would be actually really interesting. Be a big game changer. I don't see it happening because the competition and stuff. Then I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be shocked if all the writers are working together.
Yeah.
Both companies. That'd be quite interesting. But it would actually matter of depending who is writing it as well.
Yeah. all the way that Marvel DC do want to happen. Like Gail Simone wants to happen, Scott Stein wants to happen.
If she's one of the writers, I'd be down
Same.
because I want her back on DC.
Same. I want back on Batgirl because the Batgirl book right now is a mess. I can't read that book. It's garbage.
I
Like,
can't read it either. Yeah.
oh, it's so bad. Like, I can't sit there ever since she loved about a new. Okay, New do with a bad year Batgirl. I'll give that book this. It was at least consistent with Gail Simone. That's the one thing that gave that book with some at the innocent story. It was bad. Well, okay, that's not true. It wasn't bad. It was good, but because they took out of the wisdom about going back with a bad. I still made see the Oracle, but I really did consider it. But the minute she left it with the Burnside, that's when I went to shit. The DCU garbage.
You're not wrong on that.
Like, that was a mess. That was a mistake. Then all around were bad in New too, except for Too Long. Him and Wayne was good, and the Tomasi and Tindrick was just a what the fuck. But anyway, back on track. New 52, what the DC, that Avengers Assemble show with them all. Oh yeah, Avengers Assemble. So people got to show me it existed. I've been saying having the Marvel, something out Marvel Bendis. He used to be able to show skill, power, and ain't proof. That is true. You're right. That is calling that. True. But then I think Arista Adamant Open Spider was good. Ditto was one of the excellent. X-Men was a mess. No, X-Men was a complete mess in my opinion. It went all over the place. If they do more strategic also, that would mean they would have to return to Access since he's the one who did crossover in the 90s. Like, Access? Oh, yeah, Access. I know him. That's the killer from that multi-DD crossover.
Yeah. I should make a comment about if the possibility of a DC Marvel crossover, as much as I would love it, that's a legal quagmire. I don't see them. I just don't see a DC Marvel crossover happening out of this. I know that Scott Snyder and Gail Simone, I know a lot of people have talked about it on Twitter, but AT&T right now is a mess. So is Disney.
Yeah.
They got substantial financial losses from this. The last thing they're going to be worried about is trying to deal with the legal quagmire of crossing over their intellectual properties in their comic book division, which is practically losing money and probably close to bankruptcy as it is. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know how bad it is. Frankly, I like what I'm hearing. I love the fact that the writers and the creators are coming together and talking about it on Twitter. I like that there's a lot of fan engagement. There's a lot of creator engagement, and there's a lot of communication happening between creators and fans. And they're doing free work and they're auctioning off and giving stuff to charity, like Jim Lee drawing sketches, and they're engaging us comic book fans. But I just don't see a Marvel DC crossover happening because of the loss of just the economics of it. And unfortunately, I think everybody wants it, but we can't get by the pandemic and the corporations, unfortunately.
Good point there. Good point there, Comic Room.
Maybe in a couple of years it'll happen. Maybe.
Yeah, in a couple of years. And you do make a good point on legal stuff, which is sad because Marvel did call it before in the 90s. They called it with X-Men and Teen Titans. In fact, hang on, I'm going to try to find that because that is going to bug me. Teen Titans. Let's see.
Well, one thing they could probably try to do, instead of doing it in comic, how about if they explored it on the animated front?
That's not a bad idea.
Because if you look at the present situation, okay, people might not be able to purchase the comics, but you know what? They can still go on the internet. They can watch movies, whatever else. How about they explore it just on the animated side of things? Make up the decision who will do the animation, make up the decision who will work on the stories. They might be able to grab some stuff from the Amalgam universe, which they might be able to put into it as well.
They're not about
it's like in the background.
Yeah, they also wanted to get enough of the Malcolm, but they also wanted to get an Infinity War crossover. Yeah, okay. Rule with Infinity Wars was short. Infinity Wars was the Malcolm universe, but from Marvel. They said, shit, we can't do Marvel universe. Hey, I got an idea. Let's combine Bill Marvel character into one character. Guys, Moon Knight with Spider-Man, which is weird. X-23 get lore to Scarlet Witch. Again, it was weird. Just go over it. And then we combined basically Hulk with it was a mess. Infinity War was a complete nightmare. Like I can't read that book. Like Glenn, did you read Infinity Wars or no?
Nope, I did not read that.
Yeah, you weren't missing much because this was Infinity Wars. Did I?
Oh yes, I remember that.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I did actually end up picking up a few titles connected to it.
yeah.
Yeah, Arachnite was one that I got. Quite interesting, actually. Very
Cool.
interesting.
Cool design.
Rock that what it
Not bad for an Elseworlds. It could have been a little bit more solid in its delivery.
Yeah.
Then there was the one that was connected to X-23, Weapon Hex.
Weapon Hex.
I think
That might be my favorite out of all.
that was clever. I liked what they did with that,
Yeah.
especially bringing in. I think it was the mystic side of things with the character, and I think it made the character of X-23 a little bit more likable.
I really love Wolverine.
Like instead of X-23 having what they normally have in the universe, I actually liked what they did with that character, and then they also introduced her sister as well, which also became more interesting.
Yep, Gabby.
And I reckon if they went that route with those characters, like in the main DC universe,
Marvel Universe.
they'd probably be a little bit more likable than what they are now.
I still maintain Roy is likable. I love Roy. I actually old Wolverine. But the minute they turned up, I got pissed off because like you traded the main city with old Wolverine and you traded with Wolverine. Why? What? Actually, on Wolverine, I traded the crap. God damn, Marvel, you always piss me out. You always can't pick up with garbage. But yeah, that's Pete Russo. Okay, Gabby. You with Quicksilver. That's adorable. Ooh, I got an idea, but I need to cross my 100 years.
Oh, you taking a piss or what?
Finding things for a crossover?
I should run and grab a beer quick.
Here we go.
I'm back. Yep. I want to have for years. Spider Girl, with Superman family. Yeah. Unicorn, I want to have my boy John Mason means Spider Girl.
Now the question is, will it be Bendis' Superboy or Superboy?
Damn you! Yeah. Right. This would not be Bendis' Superboy. No. This would be Tomasi's Superboy. Okay, Mars would be 10-year-old John Mason Superboy. Right. But get Bendis. Bendis good right at the.
I think it would be more interesting with Bendis as Superboy. I mean, come on, can you imagine him having a crush on May? Be like, oh, I have a friend who was into redheads too.
That will be interesting, but since I don't trust Bendis with Superman, it's better with to my boy John. I have my boy return yourself. Me actually with Spider Girl every time. Oh, actually, wait, I got a better idea. Super Sons, but with Spider Girl. That the pit video I did on my channel, and it was a good pit video. Did it make any sense? Kind of did. It was set in the MCU universe. I know the MCU team is dead, but I would bring that. I would have it. My idea would be try to go meet my boy John and Damian Wayne at John 10-year show, Damian Wayne 15-year-old. Then they team just Spider Girl and they try to find my way home. Boom! There's the card to win that show. And my writer would Tom DeBelgo and PJ Tomasi. Cyber vs. Spider-Man.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Well, Spider Girl is her own universe, so
Yeah.
the fact that Spider Girl is in a different universe than the 616 Marvel universe, and
Yeah.
so I suppose if they're not going to make John Kent young again, maybe that we should just have a separate universe in the DC universe that is a Super Sons universe. You know,
Yeah.
give
Yes,
them their own
please.
sort of.
We can't have that already with the
And let Martin finish his project that he had for it in the first place.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Bendis crap. Yeah. Forget the Polar Shield garbage. Oh. Like, forget this. Forget this YA crap. Like, I tried reading this book, and my God, it's a minefield. But this is that.
Why am I seeing the disgusting thing on my screen?
You get.
I even
Yeah.
tweeted to them like, "What did you do to Damian Wayne? Why did you make him so white?
Yeah, why
Supposed to
you?
be like a mix."
Yeah, you mean like name Ian Wayne?
It's the
Why?
Disney Cuck edition. No, it's the DC Disney Cuck edition.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. Like, I tried reading the book, and even I couldn't figure it. No, it is stupid. I'm done. I tried reading both volume. Volume 3, I will read that book, figure out how bad it is.
Well, at least you got your kid John back.
Yeah, but not the nightmare. Like Gotham High, maybe. Okay, Gotham High, maybe that's not the mind view itself. But this is somehow worse. Scratch that. Gotham High is an Elseworld weird Gotham Batman stuff, but it's like Glenn said that book would made that idea was made a long time ago. When it was bad. But man, oh man, this sounds really stupid. All right, X-Men vs. Immortal Man. Interesting idea. Buy X-Men vs. Doom Patrol. Ooh, X-Men vs. Doom Patrol. Make that happen. That'd be awesome. Century vs. Mars Manor.
So, I'm actually curious. I'm sorry, but is the Ridley Pearson Super Sons book, is that any good? Like, what's the story about? Like, I never read it. Like, I heard you guys comment some things about it, but I never.
You did yourself a favor by not reading it. So, that's the best way to put it. And it addresses climate change.
Yes, climate change.
If anything, it's more political centric than Super Sun centric.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it involved this virus, particularly affecting at the John Kent mom and to save her, and yeah, it's weird. Like try reading this book in general, it's like a mess.
You're doing yourself a favor by not picking it up. So,
I mean, it would have worked as an animated cartoon show, but as a book,
I agree. Anime cartoon show, I think it would be interesting, but if they trim out the fat and then make it an anime series, you know what? Go for it. Fine. But at least keep the character intact. Don't change the race or change the backstory. Doing a different character again. Like, you made the anime with Ian Wayne? No, that's way too far. It was extreme. Right? If you want to make a Super Sonic book, fine.
Well, thanks for the warning.
Yeah.
no, I still got to review the second volume of it.
If I ever do review that series, it'll probably be an April Fool's Day joke. I
a good 5 minutes of ranting of how Bendis took away his John.
yeah.
I'll say one thing: it would be great for fire material.
Yeah.
If I run out of toilet paper,
Well,
Oh,
Bendis,
I gotta get going, guys.
I would say Bendis would win over Slot.
yeah, he would.
The reason why? Right, the reason why? He's also served.
Oh, me.
yes.
He's also served. That's why.
Yep.
As far as I know, with Dan Slott, he hasn't served in the military at all. Bendis has. So that's why I'd say he would win.
Neat.
And my bet would be on Bendis.
Good.
Oh. What? That we lost to win.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah. Anyways, what's with Mary Jane? No contest. I don't want to see him fight. No, I don't. I want to see him team up.
Lois Lane. Easily Lois Lane.
Oh, would you go with Bendis up? No. Anyways, back on track. As far as Marvel DC crossover, I love DC crossover, but Supergirl vs. Captain Marvel. No, I have a better option. My Captain Marvel, okay, OG Captain Marvel, Billy Batson, Shazam, okay, little Captain Marvel, but the Korean Captain Marvel will be much more fun crossover. Fact, unless
Well, I reckon Brie Larson would make a great Captain Nazi
yeah.
as a villain in Shazam.
Oh. Found him. Ta-da! OG Captain Marvel versus Korean Captain Marvel. That's my crossover. This is what I want every year. What happened? Marvel, DC, what happened? I'm so tired of this whole doing. No, it's the real Captain Marvel game. What it would team up with Korean on top, fight each other, but it'll be a fun crossover. What happened? We want that happen, Marvel DC. What happened? That'll be fun. But anyway, back on track. Yeah. What Marvel DC crossover happen? I want to happen, and we do, but it's like the comment. We're doing the legal stuff. That's not gonna happen at this point, which is sad. Because all I want to happen, I want to have the fan. It's what happened. Disney, AT&T, what happened? Just stop ruining your tickle for one, and just let it happen. We don't want to happen. Let it happen. But anyway, back on track. Okay. As far as will Marvel DC cars save the industry? That is a tough question. That's a question I want to ask you. Time. Will Marvel DC cars save the industry? Goblin?
So, what was the question?
Will Marvel DC cars save the industry? Because article saying that this car would save the industry. Do you think it will save the industry?
Right now, I don't see. I don't think the industry is going to die. I don't think. I think that Marvel and DC and all the comic companies they'll figure out something. They'll come together. But it's going to be a different system. I do see it might be a different distribution system. I don't know if Diamond will survive. They might have to do something different there. I do think that what this pandemic has done for a lot of industries, including the comic book industries, it has exposed vulnerabilities in the market. It has shown economically just how razor thin the economic margins are in the comic book industry. I mean, bear in mind that Diamond could barely survive for 2 weeks without an income. I mean, usually if you're a multi-million-dollar corporation, you have something called a line of credit. You should be able to weather a storm for at least a month. I mean, Diamond didn't last a week and a half. It was an embarrassment. Now I think that's a sign of how weak the comic book industry is overall, particularly in terms of a distribution system. And something has to be done differently. But look, I'm not a retailer. I'm just a fan. I know a little bit. I might know a little bit about small business, being a business owner myself. But I mean, it doesn't mean that I don't know that I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the comic book industry. But I tell you, my comic book retailer, he's complained for years about Diamond. The only thing he uses Diamond for is to ship comics. Everything else he has in his store, he tries to avoid Diamond like the plague. He uses a separate distributors, and they're cheaper, they're more efficient, they get they're more reliable, and this. I don't mean to pick on Diamond, but look, if you don't do your job right and you can't handle a little bit of okay, nobody can handle a pandemic, but let's face it, Diamond couldn't even handle it for like a week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really cynical about it, but maybe I don't know. Maybe that's because I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. I agree. Diamond with a bad for day one. And also, it's biting the ass. But unfortunately, my good friend Glenn, he had to go. He had to leave. Right. Yeah. So I want to give a shout out to my good friend Lenny to join us. I'm hoping you join us in the next stream. But back on track. I thought Diamond because the Diamond opened up with a bad even day one, and I agree. They're not gonna survive. Let's face it. Like, let's put the facts. One, having been out with a coin into a bad even day one, that was a bad idea. Two, the distribution was a stranglehold that destroyed the industry. And three, it looks as if the industry may finally collapse in a second. Well, the Diamond stupidity. Not judging and will craft and no. I think it may survive. Maybe. Again, it's the virus that he did not kill somebody. But it's like you said, the industry may actually get changed and hopefully change may try to be good. Now, what do you mean by all the short and more DC? Well, we still have Death Metal coming up. I remember Death Metal was awesome with metal. And Death Metal is actually fixing the diagram of a year, fixing the continuity. And actually not a Doomsday Clock. Meaning, Doomsday Clock actually matters. It's not actually non-canon one shot that the deal was going to do with the 5G crap. Now, then the 5G is canceled. We don't know. Like, Death Metal looks awesome, looks bad. Like look at it. This is metal. I can't see.
Yeah.
Like this looks awesome. This is badass. Like this is how you do a good event. No revival crap. No bullshit. A fun event. An anti-crisis. This is how you do a good event, and I'm looking forward to this, Dan, because it's awesome. Like this is badass, and this looks awesome. Like forget better surviving garbage. I want more of this. Give me more of this. This is amazing. Oh, by the way, the Wildway is in Death Metal, and it looks like he's off the chair. I am so happy about that. Why? Because I hate Dark Man Wildway from day one. I'm glad they acknowledged Wildway. They got made it back to Death Metal. Now, what they mean for Wild West? We don't know. My best guess for Zero Dawn, I have a theory. My theory by the end of Death Metal, Wild West will go out to normal, he'll go out with his kids, and he will finally be actually back to what I know and love. Now, what do you mean for Arsenal? What do you mean for her trade garbage? All his kids will be all brought back to life. Meaning, why would we give back? Why would we be able to kids, have a good family, and having all the deal crap? It will be always for existence. Boom! There's the reality. And John's go back to tell yourself. There's the reality. There's the epic end to Death Metal. Well, friends, what that happened? I'm just gonna have it. No one bet this is mess having up anyway with their own stories. I hate that battery, dude, but that's the thing I want to happen. Then she get Outlawed to do more to the. Oh, I'll get Outlawed to do more to the crossover. Outlawed always would be amazing. Right? Do you mean Outlawed will do more to the crossover? Guys?
The DC Marvel crossover?
They should get Outlawed to do it. Right. According to my they should get Outlawed to do
They
it.
get Alex Ross to do a DC and Marvel crossover if it comes. Good question, but the next question would be, would he be up for it?
Yeah, that's my question today.
Because he might not be interested in doing it at all. He might actually want to go ahead and do his own project.
That's true.
I don't think they could afford him. He makes more money off of drawing a cover than than he does doing the interiors. He would be
Yeah.
he would be very expensive to do every single page, and it would probably take him a long time to do an entire series again.
True.
I mean-
Right. Kingdom Come took years on the draw. Grant, he did do the generation poster. You know, that event was garbage. That event was bad, but he still drew it. The cover would have made it. The story was just garbage. Yeah, it's like they say he doesn't draw the interior. He draws more of the covers himself. Heck, he's doing a prequel with Marvel Earth X. So that prequel's been good so far. That prequel has been awesome. And he actually writing that book. That's pretty good. But anyway, back on track. As for Death Metal, I'm hoping Death Metal with 5G. 5G did not happen. But come on, I want to add. What's the way on? Do you think Death Metal will erase 5G, or do you 5G will never happen?
You asking me if 5G will happen or not?
Yeah, since the crisis happened,
Right.
get it?
I don't. Well, I'm probably like you guys. You've probably read the same rumors as I've read on Bleeding Cool and various comic book websites. It looks as if 5G is that DC, according to recent Bleeding Cool speculation, they apparently have changed some storylines. I think they're not proceeding with some storylines, from what I understand. It's still not clear what they're going to do. I know that Scott Snyder recently he gave an interview where he indicated that it looks like they're going to be the how would I put this, the general timelines of 5G might be kept in place, but they're not going to. I think the characters are I got the impression the characters are just going to be alluded to. They're not going to establish the continuity on it. In other words, they're not going to have. I don't think they're going to have Luke Fox as Batman. I don't think they're going to have the change. I don't think they're going to have Captain Boomerang's son as the new Flash.
Yeah, they're not going to do it in Superman.
Yeah, I think they're going. I think they're going to either abandon all that, or they're just going to tease that. But it's not going to be a major focus, because let's face it, this makes total sense. Because why would AT&T that runs DC, why would they want there to be somebody as Batman going forward other than Bruce Wayne?
Yeah,
I mean, that's stupid. Why would they want to change who Barry Allen is or Wally West? Why another Flash?
Why change Superman to Darren's son John? Because look, I love John, but I love John 10 years old. Not either for Ben.
Well, I mean, obviously, I mean, I know you're very passionate about John Kent, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But that's just another example. Even aging up John Kent, DC is that the big mistake that they want to avoid, in my view, and I think this is bearing fruit now through what the rumors are, is that DC has to realize that you can't have the future right now. You have to move toward the future organically. Before you get to a future character, you have to develop that character organically.
Not
through stories. You can't just jump right into 5G and look, we're 20. These are new characters 20, 30 years from now. I mean, that's not going to work. And you would think that they would know from the disastrous growing up of John Kent, which has been a disaster. You think they would know that that's not going to work. But whatever. I mean, hopefully this is a good thing, I should make a note that Dan Didio was on Joe Quesada's live stream for Coffee with Joe Quesada, and Dan Didio he talked a lot about his experiences at DC and what some of the things he had planned for it, and he did indicate that he was, he's got no regrets. He had 18 years. He thought that he was going to be let go after the first year. But he wasn't. He lasted another 17. But he's a good sport about it.
Yeah.
I got nothing against Dan Didio. The time was come for him to leave.
Yeah, the time's already a long time ago. Look, I may not like the guy at the editor in chief, but as a person, he seems like a nice guy in reality. But despite the fraud of the new garbage and all the kind of behind the scenes, I gotta admit, he did have to listen to some stuff I heard about him. Besides that. Crap out and so much crap. But there was time to go a long time ago, and I'm glad he's gone. But I thought I went by the cancel. We don't deal with crap anymore. That metal retcons all the crowd resistance, and hopefully death metal retcon banjo violence resistance. But we know that's not gonna happen. But until then, what was it? But as for the industry concerned, Marvel. Acting for the New Warriors garbage that we don't have to destroy that thing. Oh, Jeremy. What? And I'll try to give an invite.
Well, I think if they were to do the 5G now, how about they just bring it out as Black Label?
Yeah, Black Label had a good idea.
Black Label and in a trade paperback. With all of the stories that they had planned. It would be easier, at least then we would have known, okay, this is where he was wanting to try to go with the direction of things, but with it not being counted as, say, a part of the main canon, it gives a little bit more insight as to where he was wanting to go with anyway. And if any of those ideas were good ideas, at least the readers could, say, comment back. Okay, we like this idea. We feel you fell at this idea. Apart from that, this, and this is trash. This, and this is good.
Yeah, right.
You can't say that he wasn't trying to introduce new ideas. So that might have been accepted by the reader.
Yeah, my good friend Jeremy actually wanted to join us. Like, I'm gonna try and invite him. All right, wait, consent. Hoping he gets it. Then I'll probably do it during the YouTube channel. I don't want to join it, but back on track. Yeah, I agree. I thought this is probably concerned. We'll wait into it. That turns out, but back on track. I thought industry concerned. I think the industry as a whole maybe okay, lucky, but thanks to this crisis, this was all about the industry as a whole. The whole dying stuff is a bad idea. The whole garbage acting decision was a bad idea. And at the moment, this is, they'll be fine. But I think indie companies, okay, indie companies, that don't mind me. I have a Valiant, I know what's going Valiant. Wait, what's going Valiant? Because I don't know what's going Valiant right now. What Image? What are they doing?
Are you asking me about Valiant?
Valiant.
Well, what's Valiant and Image doing during this crisis?
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the question.
Right. What is Valiant and Image doing during this whole lockdown?
What are Valiant and Image doing during the lockdown?
Yeah. Carbon?
And another freeze.
Sorry.
And he's back again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Valiant, I don't think is publishing anything. Image is one at the Diamond, so they got no distribution right now. Image, I think, is really going to be hurting. I don't know how any Image creator is really going to be surviving throughout all this. So,
Jeremy. Sorry. Continue.
Valiant and Image, I mean, are just like pretty much every other comic book.
You hear me?
They're more vulnerable because they're smaller. And I don't know. I think like I say, things are not boding well for the comic book industry right now, and I don't know what the future holds, to be honest. So I'd be worried if I was with Valiant, which is unfortunate. I love Valiant. They're some of my favorite comic books.
Yeah.
I love Ray. I love Exo Man of War. I love Alive Wire. I mean, I've really been enjoying those titles, and it's unfortunate to see them hurting like that.
Yep. Oh, Soda, I get you. Jeremy. What is stream? Jeremy, can you hear me? No. Soda. No.
Which is unfortunate. I love Valiant. They're some of my favorite comic books.
Soda, can you hear me?
I don't know. Sign language. Suda.
Yeah.
Suda.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Oh.
Soda. Oh, Jeremy.
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hang on. Okay. I have so much to say about what's going on in the comic book industry.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Hello?
Hello? Soda.
Oh, I don't know. I had to.
Okay, because I'm having issues with this freaking.
Oh, Jeremy, where the hell you been all this time? I mean.
Oh, let's see. How about the fact that the comic book industry is about to collapse?
Oh no, that was a long time coming, buddy. And second off, it was like, if it didn't happen now, it was going to happen like years down the line. I'm still wondering why hasn't Marvel and DC not go on digital comics is beyond me. Look.
Jeremy, there's a background noise going on.
I agree with this comment there. I wish DC and Marvel, they should put out digital comics, and they should not hold back. There's no excuse for
Hey,
it
can you
not
turn your can you turn your background?
Oh, one second. He's having tech issues.
All right, whatever. Go on. Go on. You were saying?
I was just saying that Marvel and DC should definitely continue their digital. The fact that they're not continuing their digital, they should continue to print their comics digitally, even if they're not available physically, because this pandemic is going to last, I think, a long time. And you got to keep the comic book industry alive. You got to put the industry first. The retailers are still, most of them, you're going to lose 20% of the retailers no matter what anyway.
Yeah.
So you got look. That's
what I was thinking. Sorry interrupting,
Yeah.
but that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you're gonna have that, but I thought of like, okay, if we're gonna release our books in June, that's what Marvel and DC and everybody is doing. But I'm like, why aren't we just allowing this, just killing our company?
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm surprised that everyone is just like, stop. And I'm like, no, let's go to digital. It's a lot more profitable, and people, hell, I'm going to say this right now. I can't go get my comic books at the store because of money reasons.
Okay.
So I go to digital. But the fact is, I think digital should be taken a lot more seriously. And Marvel and DC, I just don't, and also other independent comic books, it's like, I'm hoping this gets resolved as soon as possible, because if this continues on in April and then May, it might go ugly. That's all I'm gonna say. And if it continues going like this, it may not. It may not. You may have to do it. You may have to go digital full time. Comics. And go on, you were saying?
Cover.
Well, I was going to say that DC, I forget his name, but the head of marketing at DC Comics has very clearly indicated before this crisis, well, just as this crisis began, he made it very clear that there are two distinct audiences. The digital audience is separate from the audience that buys physical copies, and so they're not going to lose the digital audience if they continue to cater to the digital audience, and they're not going to lose the physical audience if they release the digital. I don't believe that for a second. But let me tell you something. If they're worried about people forgetting about comic books, the guys that are buying it digitally, well, if they think that people are going to forget comic books, well, the guys buying digital are certainly going to forget. I don't think anyone's going to forget. But my point is that don't exclude the digital audience. If you believe that they're two separate audiences anyway, then cater to the digital audience. Then
exactly. And I'm like,
with the physical audience.
Yeah, cater to both video game.
And also, but yet again, like, here's my problem with comics. With comic books, this goes way back in the early days of the 70s down to
70s,
right
80s,
now. Yeah, they were in 7-Eleven. You don't get them anymore at 7-Eleven or any local store. And the problem is you have comic book stores holding these books, like having these books sell, and these comic book businesses never really thought to evolve and go the next big step. And yes, you could do physical comics. It's just the fact is they never advance their books. They never say, okay, why don't we go digital? Why don't we go forward in case something like this happens? You get what I'm saying?
Yep. You're right about that. I understand. I understand the same with you. You're right about that. Even though I'm more fan of physical copies. Yeah, I brought before. I'm more fan of trade and hardware and physical copies.
I don't like personally. I'm more a single issues guy because I like to look at my wardrobe of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comic books. I think that makes more value. But trade paperbacks, I mean, I only consider them if it's like the comics beyond getting. Like the price is so goddamn high, and granted, it is what it is. But I mean, you know, I eventually hope one day I get the chance to collect all the Iron Man books, and also the Spawn books.
Oh yeah, Spawn. It was in 300 issues.
And a few other books. But I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, we're almost at a point where comic books may not be a thing anymore. And that worries me because I saw one video was during that wall. You remember that time period when Marvel, that whole rumor going around when
Marvel buying DC.
Yeah. I watched this one video, and he says there was a time that James Bond was a massive best-selling book series. What happened to that? They stopped producing books. And I'm like, oh, don't give me that narrative where you're telling me there will come a time where comic books will officially implode, and therefore all comic books book series and all comic books companies will go out of business and go somewhere else that's profitable.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Jeremy, you were scissoring? Yep.
Go on.
Yep. You can hear
this
us?
Has been a long time coming. Oh, I can hear you.
I can tell. Yeah, I can agree. But I mean, yet again, this was like they never really took the advantage of digital comics, and plus the fact is,
here's the problem. The problem is Diamond. Diamond is one of the biggest problems because it's the only distributor.
Yep.
And it's been proven that they do not have money. In fact, it's kind of seeming like they're blackmailing the industry and saying, "Hey, we don't have the money, but we'll pay you at a later date." Because they realize they
Can you just tell me what is Diamond? Because when you say Diamond, I think of that other comic book company. I mean, explain what is Diamond.
Diamond is the comic distributor to all the comics.
It's made in America.
Okay.
But the problem is, this has been a long time coming because since around, I say 2013 or 14, the industry started to decay little by little. And then when Trump got in, that's when we just took a downward spiral. It has just gone downhill from there. And AT&T, and especially Disney and everything, they are hurting for cash right now. They have to take out a $7 billion loan. In fact, they took up multiple billion-dollar loans.
Did happen.
Yeah, so AT&T is already the type of people who would just cut the fat. So from what I'm understanding from Ethan Van Sciver and a lot of people is Jim Lee has no clue what he's doing. He's not the type to actually lead anything. He's just a yes sir. And AT&T is probably going to end up just hopefully DC comes down.
Can I say this right now?
Is most likely on its way down too.
Can I say this right now?
Yeah, sure.
Jim Lee's a fucking bitch. He's a fucking liar. He's a fucking cunt.
Wait, who?
Jim Lee.
Okay, yeah, Jim Lee is just a yes man. He's just there to just agree whatever Dan DiDio says.
No. You're missing the point. Jim Lee. I'm a massive fan of Image. I watched the documentary of Image.
Mhm.
This fucking guy lied to his friends, lied to his coworkers, and I'm like, wait. So let me get this straight. You lied to your friends where they asked you, are you going to work for DC? Because there was a heavily rumor in the New 52. You were going to be a heavily big part of, and you lied to them. And then you say, oh, I apologize. Yeah, I'm working with them. Do you know any idea?
I forgot he has stakes in Image. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He actually has a stake.
And also another thing with him, the whole point of him joining is because he just joined just because everyone else is doing it. He never had a heart and soul of doing it. He never wanted to prove anything. So therefore, he's just a guy, and along with Rob Liefeld, a guy that's only going to be remembered as in Marvel and DC. His independent books are never going to be looked at, and that is the most insulting factor because if you're going to leave,
Rob Liefeld, at least he has his name on Image. He has started Image. At least Rob Liefeld has.
But yet again, here's the problem with that. I'm like, yeah, that is true. But I mean, no one's going to look at
One
No one says
he just followed.
Continue.
I'll just say this and I'll make this quick.
Okay.
Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee are always going to be known for working with the big two. Their independent books, I'm going to say this right now, Rob Liefeld is only good at doing his Marvel stuff. His independent books suck.
Agree. Young Blood was garbage.
I mean...
No. His artwork will be remembered. That's the only thing that'll be remembered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His work. That's his art. That's his work.
Yep. Both of you guys are like, remember.
Like I enjoyed his X-Force run. I enjoyed his Deadpool run. He's a good Deadpool writer. It's just the fact is, he is just going to be known for as one of those guys that came in Marvel and DC, made a few awesome characters, and that's really it, buddy. With other people like Tar McFarlane and the people who did
Invincible.
Yeah, Invincible and
Robert
and
Kirkman,
a few other.
Yeah, he has Walking Dead and Invincible on his.
Yep.
He's good.
And a few other books.
Yeah.
They're going to be known for in their works for Marvel and DC and many other shit. And with Marvel, with the whole thing, it's like I understand where you're coming from. Like comic books are going downhill, and I can agree. But I mean, there has to be some kind of a way to just publish books because they can't just
direct market. Yeah, it's called the direct market. It's basically what Ethan Van Sciver or your boy Zach. Basically, go to the direct market. That's what they decided to do, and it's actually been proven to work because Ethan has been over $500,000.
Yeah.
I want to hear Jimmy.
No. Even Cyberfrog, he made $500,000 on that thing. So they have proven comic books can work. It's just that the problem with the big two is it's invested with ideologues like SJWs and people who are always going out Orange Man is bad. People like Mark Waid and them, they destroyed the industry. And now
wait,
realize
hold on a minute.
Hold it.
Hold on a minute. I thought you loved the X-Men run on fucking Mark
Hickman.
No. Hickman is not Mark Waid. Mark Waid is a Spurg who's currently going through a lawsuit, and he knows he's about to lose.
Oh yeah, that lawsuit. I didn't even go with that.
Yeah, it's still going.
So okay, I'm gonna ask you one thing, Jeremy. Do you think Marvel and DC will put their differences aside and make comic books together? Because that's what I'm hearing.
Nope. Oh no. Not only are they not going to do it, they're most likely going to get shut down very soon because AT&T has no interest in comic books because it's been proven the movies and TV shows outsell the comics, and AT&T is basically looking for reasons to get shutting things down because there's rumors that Crunchyroll, Cartoon Network, and Adult Swim, they're all going to be rolled into HBO.
HBO Max
once that app comes out.
HBO Max.
Yeah, they're talking about they're going to put all that in there.
Okay. Describe what you mean out of business. You mean just shut down the comic books?
No, they're going to shut the comic industry, the department for only comics. They're going to shut that down. They may or may not license the characters out. I mean, they have over 80 years worth of material, so
like that would be insane.
So let me get this straight. They would have to force every single writer to shove everything down. Stop.
They're contractors. They're not writers. It's like what your boy Kuk Bolsky says. They're just independent contractors. They don't work for the companies.
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Tell me. I want to say this.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then if that's the whole point, if they're trying to kill comics, what will happen? What will happen to the independent books?
That's my question.
The IDW, the Dark Horse.
IDW might go bankrupt soon because they're talking about. I don't know if y'all follow IDW.
I follow IDW. Just want to clear this up. I only follow the IDW on the Transformers books
and Terminator.
I follow them financially because the guy who runs IDW, he was talking about they won't see a profit because they were looking forward to having a lot of their own original books turned into Netflix series. But thanks to what's going on, he's talking about they wouldn't expect the profits at least 2024.
2024? They'll be dead by then.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know how much money they lost? In fact, they just took out a loan. They just took out, I think, over $500 million. $500 million loan just to try to keep the company afloat because they already got Lock and Key under there, and they were trying to do 2 other series. But from what's going on, it may not work, and they might end up just closing down permanently because they do not have the money.
So So basically, we're just gonna have to see the death of comics right in front of our eyes, right?
Yeah. That is what the fuck.
You're watching the death of mainstream comics.
But manga will be fine,
Yeah, you're going to have your indie books and everything. It's just going to be in a different form. And right now is the comic shop owners. They're the ones who are really getting screwed because they can't afford to close their businesses because they will just go out just like they're. We've been saying this for the last 4 years. We've been saying comic shops are closing.
What will happen to Image? I mean,
Image might stay afloat. Image is like the independent thing. So 1 second, I have to go answer a phone.
All right. So,
Image will be fine. Image will be okay.
Well, that's just fucking.
Yeah, that.
I mean, that's
God,
this
is that what I'm afraid of.
Granted. When you have Marvel and DC, the 2 big companies. Look, I hope DC. I want a DC at least improve so I can get.
Yeah, I want them to survive, not die.
But yet again, if Diamond really wants to get rid of comics,
yeah,
I will at least be grateful to just end the books with the writer's terms and just end it on a high note.
Hey, man, Pepper.
You
Yeah,
get what I mean?
this worried me a lot because again, okay, even Matt Skyler, I don't trust at all.
Hey,
Even
Ren, you're
Skyler,
there? You're there? Oh, wait, no, actually, no, he's gone.
no, right now he had to leave.
Ah, fuck me.
Yeah, sorry about that. He had to go.
Ah, shithole.
Well, that's
Jeremy,
okay.
you're there? I'm dying to hear you.
Yep. Soda? Well, Carmen, what's your opinion on this new information with the whole IDW going bang up? Carmen?
I would say a number of things. First of all, about the whole comic book industry, this is all speculation. There's absolutely no evidence. If you're going to believe, I would believing anything that Ethan Van Sciver says. You're more than welcome to do so, but he's got no more inside information than anyone else, and Bleeding Cool or anyone else. And
I could agree with you.
It's all speculation. So I would also add that the largest theater group on the planet, AMC, is close to bankruptcy.
That's
so the
true.
movie industry itself might be collapsing. AMC, the largest theater chain. I mean, movies need to survive. Movies will only survive if they have a theater.
Yeah.
And if the theater system breaks down, well, that's a crisis there in and of itself. So
Yeah.
as far as that,
No.
there's that. So
Movies will survive.
I use that as an example
One at a time.
because the comic book industry, Brian Hibbs, who's one of the largest comic book retailers, and Ryan Higgins, I mean, they're all staying afloat so far, and they're estimating 20 to 25% of the comic shops will not survive. As long as they can get back into business by the summer, they should be able to wait this out. So it's not necessarily the apocalypse yet. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. However, it could certainly approach that if that's where we end up heading. So, I mean, I can't disagree. I can't disagree with you, Ron Knight or
Iron Knight.
but
Iron Knight.
all I can say is that I can't agree either right now because we're sort of speculating, and we can either be positive or negative, and I'm kind of cynical myself. I'm probably more cynical on your side, but I choose to have a little bit more hope.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I agree with you, but here's the one big thing I will say. Movie theaters, I feel like, are going to have a problem if this didn't happen or not.
It didn't buy it in heaven.
I honestly feel that the comic book genre has been helping movie theaters for many years. And I just honestly feel like if they let's say the comic book movies dive down, which all genres have, look at the horror movies. The horror genre has their ups and downs, and the found footage genre, for example, and of course go way back to the 80s where you had the Freddy Kruegers, the Jason, the Leatherface, and all that stuff. That was a major hit. What happened to all of them? They all dived down because people got tired of them. So I honestly kind of feel that that's inevitable of movie theaters happening, where they're going to have a problem eventually. Now, granted, we'll see how it goes. I don't want to see it happen that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I personally have this viewpoint that digital is going to be a major thing is happening.
Yeah, but that is a different topic altogether with the movie industry as a whole. We could do another podcast on that, but that's another topic altogether.
I agree. That's a different time period. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, damn shit.
I thought Diamond, because Diamond has been dead for a decade. I didn't time for them to go away. Look, do I want to?
Time is peacing out.
Yeah.
Time is
well,
said peace out.
Let's say this one thing.
Okay.
So, what if there's another independent publisher company? Can't Disney and Warner Brothers solve or just be connected to Marvel and DC?
I think it's
No.
possible.
No.
I think it's about the.
No. This is a question to Jeremy.
No, like, are we talking about writers or are we talking about the companies as an entity?
Company as an entity.
Entity.
One, no, because Disney does not care for comics. AT&T does not. And to answer your question earlier, I've been following the little coronavirus or the little Wu flu. This thing could go, the way I see it now, it's going to go all the way to August. Maybe September.
What? Near my birthday? God damn it.
Dude, I've been following this thing since January 1st. China is already about to experience a second wave. And there's a few states talking about we might see a vaccine in probably October of next year.
God damn it.
Come on. Yeah, and
Dude, can I say this one now? If you're saying that we're gonna be stuck in our house, in our apartment.
No, that's stuff. Maybe depends on what your state governor says.
Well, let me freaking say it.
Or fish.
You're telling me this thing's gonna be around for the majority of all 2020 and almost the beginning of the year of 2021. So that means we're gonna be forced to stuck in our house and our departments to wait for this thing to go away. This thing is gonna crash everything. The economy will go down to a screeching halt.
Yep.
Possibly.
God.
Trump is trying to open it up by Monday, but the problem is, like, here's the thing I've noticed and a lot of people don't seem to realize is this thing is way deadlier and more infectious than people are actually letting on because what they're not telling you in the media is you can get reinfected because this woman, she got infected for the third time. Like, and another thing is this thing is a bioweapon. Let's just put it out there right now. It's a bioweapon. But yeah, as far as AMC and all them going, they got mad right now. They got mad at Universal because they just released Trolls. But since Trolls didn't come to the movie theaters, they basically were getting on their AMC was getting on their asses about that because let's face it, these studios have to make a profit, and if people can't come to the theaters, then you might as well release them digitally, and that's what's going to hurt the movie. The movie industry.
That's all
I was just saying.
What do we get? With the Bunga Kool-Aid, I didn't know what New Wolverine comic, so I have no problem about that.
And that's what Jim Lee was kind of hinting at, but he just didn't want to flat out say that they may just go straight digital and just cut the middleman out altogether.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I mean, if you want physical copies, just get a graphic novel.
Yeah.
I mean, but yet again, I mean, they have to do something. They can't just literally, okay, why don't we just sit there and sit our asses down and wait for it? It happens. I mean, sports are struggling now. They're
struggling now. Last month, I got to wait indefinitely.
I was just saying this right now. The only sports that are out there right now is wrestling and
golf.
Actually, no.
Well,
golf.
that's because Vince McMahon is an insane person.
Yep,
and I'm surprised he got WrestleMania to go through.
Dude, I'm like, dude, he is an insane fuck. I mean, granted, I'll give AEW more credit than anything because they know what they're doing because they planned out, like, give the baby faces and the heels on one side and the other, and you also have a few other people, just very small crowd. That is the only thing I was happy that they did. As for fuckboy Vince, that guy is literally a sucking. That guy is he's an idiot. He is an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I just want to kind of end this. Like, so, Jeremy, do you just see them going digital, the big two, or do you don't?
I see them making a half-assed attempt until they can try to end. Because from what I see and what's going on is everybody's trying to hope and wait it out and see if the government will pull through with a vaccine, but anytime soon because like I said, they're talking about it's going to be all the way to next year. We might get a vaccine, and for right now, DC cannot publish anything because the main printer is in Canada.
Marvel can't print anything either. They can't print any of the comics either. They're gonna probably duplicate it as well.
No, hey, the problem is Marvel's printer is in China.
China.
So you know,
God damn, that's line zero.
Oh,
so they global for that shit.
No, but guys, I think one thing to bear in mind is that the longer this pandemic lasts, the more likely it is that before they completely die, if comic books are destined to die, before they do so, they're at least going to try to puke out a lot of digital sales. At some point, they're going, if they have to, they will focus on the digital market, if to the exclusion of the retail shops, if they have to. It'll be a last desperate measure, but they will do so.
Yeah.
I can't see them not at least trying to salvage the digital market.
Yeah, the digital market, that'll be fine. They're gonna survive. They always survive.
Digital will work. Digital will work. Jim Lee wanted to do digital, but the comic shops immediately got mad at him because
I don't blame him. I'm like this guy.
But yet again, I'm like, do you have to? Like, you have a company. Why? Like, here's another thing about fucking Jim Lee. Why is he just sitting there in his ass in his office if he's just gonna say, "What do we do?" If he's just gonna be pussified by these comic book stores that are only going to be there for 6 months to a freaking year, at least how I gone every comic book store. Granted, there have been comic book stores that have been through like many, many, many years, but Jesus Christ, I mean, you got to go a desperate attempt. You have to
Desperate measures.
The problem I see is that it all comes back to Dan DiDio. I don't know what happened in that meeting. They made him fired. No, I know about that. I don't know what happened in that meeting to make to fire him right then and there, and he just left. And for some reason they thought his yes man was going to be put in charge instead of putting Johns, the man who spearheaded Rebirth.
Well, here's the thing about that, Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns is having a company. So he's got his hands full, and he's doing comic books. Which I'm gonna say this right now, he should just stop doing comic books. If the delay
got screwed over,
huh?
It's something I screwed over
because the failure of the DCEU. I guess they pinned all that on him.
It wasn't his fault. That was WB's fault. We don't know.
Well, it is somewhat his fault to an extent. He was heavily producing the Justice League film, and I think the
Aquaman and Wonder Woman.
Aquaman were fantastic. They movie made $1 billion. Aquaman made $1 billion.
Something happened, and they basically demoted the man.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'll just say this. I mean, with Jeff Johns, he's a great comic book writer. He's a great businessman, but man, oh man, he's got bad people working with him at times.
Yeah.
And hell, he tries so far to make. He's trying so hard to make Green Lantern. He's all in on that Green Lantern TV show. He's all in on that, doing all that stuff because Warner Brothers can't take Green Lantern serious.
Yeah, they can't. Hey, somebody want to move you, but Mr. Fungus Cool, he said, "Please move the guy that cover and ignore me." And it some jerk.
Who's this?
I have no idea. Some troll.
One gets cool. Just ignore him. But yeah, as far as the problem is, you can't really say the comic book industry because it starts with the writers. Gail Simone, Mark Waid, especially people like Dan Slott and Mark Waid, who basically say
Gail Simone, wait,
well,
hold on. Look, I can understand Dan Slott. I can understand a few other people, but Gail Simone, no.
Gail Simone, I trust her to write.
No, she's passive aggressive. She's toxic. Like I see what this woman does on Twitter. She loves to start drama for the sake of drama. But now now that mainstream comics is about to go belly up because for some reason nobody had a plan B in case something like this would ever happen.
Because no one thought of anything. I'll tell you why no one had a plan B.
Because no one thought
if this was ever gonna happen.
Nope, they did not. And
but
guess
you still have
what?
a plan B.
Like faces.
Anyway, the reason why
but no, but here's the thing. if you don't see anything happening, you're not going to need a plan B.
Yeah.
That's what I think personally. If I was doing a business, and if I'm like, if my stuff was working and my stuff was making a lot of money and doing a lot of great things, man, I would be like, we're all good. We're all
Oh,
good.
good. No one can go hold me wrong.
If it
5
happens-
minutes later.
If it happens, then we'll worry about it. I'm all about talking about this now, and let's worry about it when it happens. And it happens now, we'll go plan. We'll figure something out. That's what I'm that type of guy, and that's what you may say that's shitty business tactics, but yeah, it is what it is. I just honestly look. You may not like some of the writers on Marvel or DC, but here's the thing: I could say some of the crap that Jeff Johns or Jim Lee even pretty much did some bullshit or just stalled books out because of whatever reasons, editorial crap. I'm like,
That's a problem. But the other problem is people like Bendis, who let Chelsea Kane in, who didn't even, her vision didn't even come out. It got canceled and it never even released. That's a feat within
what was
itself.
her vision? Wait. Who was she?
Chelsea Kane, like she was supposed to do that Vision comic that ended up getting canceled before the first issue even came out. Like,
Oh,
Wait.
who cares about
Wait.
The
What
one
Vision
who
he
comic?
was the one that did Mockingbird.
Oh, Mockingbird.
Yeah, that was her. Bendis got her in. He got Kelly Thompson in. They were getting all their friends in, and then these people who really aren't all that talented at writers, they were getting, instead of, like if it was back in Jim Shooter's days, books that were doing like 10K or 20K, they would have got cut. But since Marvel and DC has such weak management, and they like to inflate their numbers by forcing comic book shops to buy, that basically it was screwing up. They were rigging the numbers.
Yeah.
So it's basically they were counting units sold instead of individual issues, and that was the main problem a lot of people were bringing up, and that's what's we've been talking about for the last 5 years now. And another problem is that the industry never thought, hey, maybe we should have a different distributor in case something was ever going to happen to Diamond.
And guess what? Something happened to Diamond out the industry falling apart. Because I bought it before, I haven't been up with a baddie, but back on track. I bought the way stuff. That is a different topic altogether, and I mentioned before. I don't care what the Twitter. That is a minefield of BS in itself. But I agree with Jeremy on the whole the industry not survive. Okay, the industry may survive as meant for, but oh boy, that is a minefield. If this virus does last in October, then we're screwed. Because fuck, I didn't want this virus to last for the entire year, to 2021. But no, it's actually happening. God damn it. But what's it? This year I think I have some good news, not bad news. No.
There is no good news in sight. There really isn't. I mean, this thing is not going away. And from what I can tell, China's about to get their second wave, and it's going to be even harder.
God damn it.
Yeah. But as far as comics go, yeah, the industry, mainstream comics can't be saved. That's what we see, because right now it's all up to what Disney and AT&T and how far these shutdowns are going to be staying in place. Because the longer the shutdowns, the more these companies will have to start looking at all their stuff and have to start cutting things out.
Yep. Edgar, you see you?
So what's that mean? Well, so what is
Like
so what you're saying? Like, die off and then just have the local big companies who are licensed that have these characters just do movies and TV shows and games and whatever?
Probably so. I mean, like,
that's what you're telling me. That's what you're.
In fact, Disney, the only reason the Marvel Comics division was staying alive is because of Disney.
because of the movies.
Well, no,
Yeah,
shit, that was going to happen. Hell, let's go way further than that. Toy Biz, when they bought Marvel Comics, during the '90s, when the X-Men toys were selling out like crazy, that was happening. But
True.
They were.
Oh wait, the '90s. Marvel almost went bankrupt in the '90s.
Well, Marvel Comics bang up too, but Toy Biz saved the asses.
Toy Biz saved them. Toy Biz saved them because they were selling like my father is well known of this. Like he was collecting comic books at the time, but also he was a toy collector as well. And he told me during the 90s stuff that's just way I can't remember too much of the 90s.
I was born in the 90s, so born in 91.
But when he told me, yeah, Marvel got bought by Toy Biz when the X-Men books or the X-Men toys were selling like hotcakes promoting the cartoon. Now, the biggest problem is things have changed. And I agree with you on a lot of things. There was a lot of things I disagree with you, mostly the writer's perspective.
Yeah.
Like I personally feel they could say whatever the hell they want. It's just as long as they don't put their shit in there and in that crap in the.
That's the problem. They have.
No, they
Like-
haven't.
Well,
Mark
not?
I could argue with you to the end of days on that crap, but whatever.
Yeah. What not?
But that's you have your opinion, I have mine, but it's just like I see Marvel a lot of times taking risky moves, trying to do something innovative, trying to do something awesome because they don't want to repeat themselves. DC, like to pretty much cater to one specific audience, and the fact is, DC has done that, and now they kind of screw themselves.
Well, we're getting Death Metal. That's coming out.
Yeah, that's Death Metal whenever that freaking thing comes out.
Yeah.
But I mean, when do we when the time that happens and when that ran its course? When do we go after that? I mean, Rebirth ran its course so much now that people like me dropped out because cater to people who read the older comics, feel like you just wasted your time investing the characters. Some of your characters got freaking ruined because some idiots decided to bring them back. Then you gotta do something stupid.
Dude, what's a mess within itself?
No bull crap. No.
Well, actually, Edgar, she's not. Even Danny Dia made it with a mess. I'm not kidding.
But here's the thing. If they want, here's the thing. If they said, "All right, we're gonna reboot your universe." Here's my problem. If you're saying what is true, then they should have never, ever, ever rebooted their universe.
Yep, I agree 100%. In fact,
they
that's
should
why
have went one. No, the problem is they didn't commit to the reboot because Green Lantern and Batman kept their continuity.
Oh yeah, because that's the only thing.
Automatic.
Yep. According to all I have ever seen on comment before, the video said, I quote.
No. I could see it. I know. I know what you're going for. But here's the thing I'm saying.
Okay.
If you're telling, this is the one thing I always.
You can fix your mic. You're kind of
I talked about this. You never. You might as well just chop the camera.
Okay.
Chop the camera. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm always saying that, if you're gonna reboot, you don't go back. They kept the Green Lantern, they kept some of the Superman stuff, and all
of Batman.
All Batman stuff because they didn't want to redo some of those stories. They feel like let's keep most of the popularity of those stories, saying they happened, they exist, and let's reboot some characters off the ground, totally scratched, like Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Superman to an extent, yeah.
Superman. They actually rebooted all of Superman. Batman and Green Lantern was the only two they didn't.
Why did they reference Death of Superman?
Because that was automatic. That's an iconic story that they were always going to do that no matter what. But the problem was when it came to Green Lantern, they acknowledged Blackest Night, but in this new reboot, it never happened. I don't know if it happened or not because the other guys never talked about it.
Yeah,
Final Crisis. It also they talked about that.
One at a time.
I get what you're saying. But but the fact is, when you get rid of that, you upset people like me. Now, Marvel's no better than DC because when it comes to Marvel,
Marvel just retcons things nonstop.
They
Okay.
waste character development. Wolverine, Old Man Logan should have been the main Wolverine in the Marvel universe. We should have never We should have never brought back 616 Wolverine.
We should have let on Wolverine. Roy said Wolverine.
Again, like the fact that they went out of their skulls bringing that shit back, bringing the 616, throwing everything away. It just upset me and just
also the Ultimate Universe.
Wolverine without a dead universe ever since Ultimatum.
That's such a dead universe. The only thing was good about that universe was freaking Miles. They tried to bring that universe back, but ever since that universe crashed and burned in Ultimatum, it was fucking done. There was no way. And people say, "Well, I want to have Peter and all that." I'm like, no, screw that character. He was already ruined. His character was so drained of after the events of Ultimatum. What was there? What was their character that made anything special? Nothing. The magic was gone.
The X-Men got destroyed. The
X-Men was basically it flatlined. It was just basically on life support at this point.
It was on life support.
Yeah, and Miles was that life support. And they took him, put him in the main universe. Granted, they had to redo his origin just to make it fit the continuity.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Forgot about that.
Oh, what do you mean? Wait.
Banner died of bacterial infection before Superman.
Wait, he almost did?
Yep.
I kind of tuned comics out for a while because I've been too busy watching the coronavirus news to actually care.
This is before he goes Superman. This is before he goes Superman.
I mean, and Superman. Speaking about him, let's. I'll just say
know nothing what's going on with Superman, so you guys can fill me in on that.
It's a mess. They fucked it up,
dude. Jeremy, it's such a fucking nightmare. I'm literally just enjoying the carnage.
Right? they destroyed my Superman for crap.
Oh yeah, the one thing I did notice that for some reason a lot of us got been talking about this. Why is it that the little black girl on Young Justice apparently she hacked the Green Lantern ring?
Teen Lantern. Oh, tell him. All right, you explain.
Her.
What was up with that? Because
they want to have a teenager Green Lantern. They want. This is. I mean, they trying to like. I can understand.
They're attempting to appeal to the next gen. Attempting. And let me get some things down on the character of that Teen Lantern. All right. That Teen Lantern, that particular idea is actually from Patrick Gleason, but the way Ryan Michael Bendis did it, he practically, literally bastardized the character. If Patrick Gleason had been able to write that character the way he wanted to, I guarantee you would not have seen it become the shit that it did in Young Justice.
Yeah.
Because there were plot holes that were left open. And I can't see Patrick Gleason do that with these characters. And I've seen how Patrick Gleason writes. Whether you go to the Superman run, see how he writes with that alongside with Peter J. Tomasi. They work great together. Yet when you move over to this Young Justice and what happened with Young Justice, Patrick Gleason had no
involvement in 4D.
No involvement or let alone co-creatorship for his own character.
Yeah.
So basically, what they just did, I mean,
it's just Bendis. That's the answer. It's Bendis.
One at a time.
Bendis wanted to, like you said, Bendis wanted to do a Teen Green Lantern. That's all he did. But I will say this about Young Justice book. Ain't saying much. At least I prefer that book over the Teen Titans.
So,
Go on.
Teen Titans a mess right now.
Actually, I noticed something about Teen Lantern is that he wrote her, from what I see, he wrote her just like Riri Williams.
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah, I was also
That is
saying
true.
that too. I was about to say that as
this
well.
seems to be the problem because Bendis, I don't know if y'all keep up with his real life because he has two adopted daughters who just so happen to be black, and that's something that's kind of been irking me how he writes the the black female characters, especially what he did with Riri, because I found that gross in her own issue. I think it was issue 6 or 7 where she told her white teacher to tell her that her black girl couldn't do something, and that's always irked me for the longest.
I kind of find that a little hilarious, but that's just me.
Well, as a black person, I find that just irks the hell out of me.
yeah.
All right, could I bring something up?
Sure.
The way Brian Michael
Mhm.
Bendis does that, it feels very fetishized, like a fetish, and it's wrong, and it's also exploitive at the same time.
Yeah, I need to explain.
Yeah,
You should
that's the
really-
problem. Like, it makes me angry because how he writes the characters, and especially what's going on with certain black characters these days. Like Moon Girl, apparently she's smarter than Reed Richards and Valerie and Doctor Doom. I don't know when that happened. I don't know how that happened, but that happened. And then you have Riri, who basically took Iron Man stuff, and then she became the dictator of Latveria. And then she basically
Doctor Doom was busy being Iron Man. Oh wait, Doctor Doom he quit being Iron Man because
He became a villain again.
Yep.
because
yeah,
of
he was in a much
Fantastic Four.
better book until Bendis wrote the last issue.
You can't remember.
Well,
Yeah, I agree. Like, that
that was but here's the thing. That was going to happen the moment Fantastic Four was going to come back. You couldn't have Doctor Doom be a good guy. You just can't.
Yes, you could.
No, you cannot.
Future Foundation.
Yep.
He still was an anti-hero character.
Yes, but he wasn't an outright villain.
True.
He wasn't even a straight up hero in his Iron Man book.
True.
I don't get what-
Wait, I don't. Like, you're both right.
Granted, I'm just like, you can't tell me that. Oh yeah, hey Reed, hey, how you doing? I'm just doing my own thing. Be Iron Man. Just going on my little way. I have my face all good. No, screw that shit. That ain't gonna happen because it'll only like. What are you gonna do? Make Doctor Doom and Reed Richards coexist one another? There's no way in hell I could see them work.
That was like even the thing kind of good to do.
Yeah, exactly. The Thing didn't even trust his ass.
That was
And
it.
so I mean, personally,
But that's in character.
Doom is the thing that makes him a
I
villain. Well,
already. The one thing I'll say, like, granted, you could say this is the problem with Marvel and DC. They never allow their characters truly evolve.
yep.
They tried, and then
they-
Rebirth happened with Lex Luthor. That's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
John
That's
had
true.
something going on with Luthor and Captain Cold, but then I guess they had to stop that to do Rebirth because they realized DCU was just a failed idea. Another failed Dan DiDio
DCU sucked.
It's
Well, it's Dan
It
DiDio.
killed. Well,
So-
I'm gonna say this right now. He killed like that. Like, well, here's the thing about Dan DeVito. He has a lot of great ideas, but that guy.
Uh-oh. Okay. Goddamn connection.
Yeah, the problem with Dan DiDio is he's always chasing the younger crowd, and the problem is that it comes at the
Sorry.
Go on.
Oh,
on.
Oh no, I was gonna say like the problem with Dan DiDio is always chasing the younger crowd, but the problem is it comes at the expense of the other characters, like what happened in New 52, because there was a poll they did when it first started out where Dan DiDio actually put up a poll and said, "How do people like the New 52?" and it did not get the response he wanted.
No, it did not.
And so you know what he did? He took the poll down and he just ignored it because a lot of people said they didn't like the characterization, like how Starfire just flat out forgot she was part of the Teen Titans, like she just didn't.
Well, they were
remember
like
who they
that's the thing. This was a different carnation of Starfire. This was a different carnation of a lot of most of the characters. And what do you expect it to be?
No,
It's the same.
The problem was that she acknowledged the old Teen Titans, like she acknowledged Raven and Cyborg and all of them, even though that version of the Teen Titans didn't happen. That's another continuity error that we brought up. Like that just made it harder to get into New 52 because you're picking and choosing what you want to keep.
Yep, and that brings me back to history.
Well,
Well,
okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I mean, honestly, what's everyone's thoughts on the Power Ranger crossover? It's good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Awesome. It's badass. Go read it.
It's good.
I'm waiting for Justice League Power Rangers. I'm waiting for a sequel for whenever that happens.
Ooh,
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. But anyway, I'm just
yeah, no, that's what you for.
Just personally saying how it says. I've read the new Teen Titans books. I've read the stuff that I really like about characters that I really am interested. It's just the fact is, like you said, they should have gone to full blown reboot. But my problem is, if you're going to reboot your universe, you don't go back. That's my and I feel like the stories I enjoy just feel like I just wasted my time because they're just sweep the rug. Go on.
Well, they're about to sweep the rug again, and 5G looks like a failure just waiting to happen.
5G may be canceled. That may go bye-bye.
Oh, it's the Terry every time, dude. I talked to Tevye several times on this. I always say, how would you feel if Superman, the main Superman himself, lost Lois Lane, and he's a gay Superman?
I'll be angry.
But yet again, which is even worse.
What's up with Luke Fox? They were talking about Luke Fox was going to become Batman, and Captain Cold's son was going to become the new Flash. Like, how did we get to this point?
Yeah. My question today.
That's what I was wondering. How did we get here? What did I miss?
Granted, I think that we're going to explain it. That we're going to explain as best as possible to get forward to the newer continuity. But I mean, the problem is Jeff Johns was destroyed by Warner Bros. Oh, sure, he did. But yet again,
he was a scapegoat.
He was a scapegoat. They used him as a scapegoat for bullshit, and that broke me.
But yet again, like I'm gonna say this right now, the DC universe is gonna die soon.
The DC
universe, the DC universe cinematic, same thing. The DC cinematic universe. I mean,
with Amber Heard.
It's going to die. We're gonna recast Flash, or even just drop.
Actually, you guys saw that
TV show? Yeah, I fucking saw that shit.
Yep.
I mean, did you not? I mean,
this dude. You might as well just kill it. You might as well just kill it. You might as well just abort the entire DC universe, right? Expanded universe. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
And also another thing, can I say this even further? The fact is that cunt, bitch. I don't want to say this word. I don't want to offend any women out there. I'm only talking about this specific person.
Amber Heard.
Pathetic. Yeah. Pathetic, fucking god awful person. I don't want to say the other word, the H word.
Yeah, what I say? I'm in trouble.
Amber Heard. I was gonna say Amber Heard is basically what Me Too is. Believe all women. Yeah, this is what you get when you believe all women.
Yeah,
I called her like to me. She sounds more of a psycho person because the Me Too people, at least how I met them, they're all about like trying to have both respect both genders.
Yeah,
both respect both genders because it doesn't matter who you are, male or female. You could be harassed, you could be abused, and it shows. And
Yep.
that's what, and I've talked to women, I've talked to people, guys and women, who have this problem, and they say, you know, the Me Too movement has, let's just say,
Been hijacked. It's been
hijacked, and also being overused on something that's totally not true. We're
Yeah.
trying to coexist on something that it's not. Like, we don't like women or male disrespecting one another, and the fact is, if people just using that because of like that freaking bitch pretty much is using, I call her psycho. She reminds me of one of those crazy bitches on fucking YouTube land, or fucking those crazy bitches you would see on the internet, just saying, abusing everybody on everything she could possibly milk as possibly she can do, and it's just disgusting. It's fucking sickening to my stomach. And I mean, I want to fucking puke on what she has done to one of my favorite actors, and you know, I cannot believe she got away with it. And you know,
the problem is, she's a symptom of what's going on in modern times. Like, look at Harvey Weinstein. Go back for for last decade or so of all these people who said he called him a great person, and then he gets outed, and all of a sudden everyone acts like, oh yes,
yeah.
And that's the problem. This is it, these people are basically the symptoms or / the results of a failed system where people want to do cancel culture. Me Too is basically
cancel culture itself. I hate cancel.
Yeah, this is what
Me Too is like. I think the Me Too is being overused.
About that.
And
I mean, look at Aziz.
And it's like I think it's like there are good people that are missing. I feel like the Me Too movement is being not that, but also I can't say it.
It's modern day feminism.
And it's just like, I feel like people, like, even you have been abused, people won't listen to you because you'll get crazy now. Like, people will look at you like, oh, you're just one of those people. Won't say this. You're just one of those people that I let me just say this on the whole thing. I feel like the Me Too movement, a lot of times, yes, it is one of those crazy people that abuse those people. But if you look at the flip side, where you see people doesn't even use their own voice to say, yeah, I've been abused. I think, honestly, people like her are sending a bad message to people who have been abused, who have been victimized and all that stuff, because it really shows how a person that just uses something and doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. And I hope, I swear to God, please cast that actress who was in Game of Thrones as Miracle, the one that who worked Jason Momoa the most.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, buddy.
Oh, please. Oh, yeah. But here's the problem: is the movement has been jacked by modern day feminists, and modern day feminists are not for true equality. They're for oppression. They want to actually make men oppressed. Everything modern day feminists, they want to destroy men. They want to make it impossible for men to succeed.
Yet again,
we have white knights, and that's another problem.
I was about to bring that shit up. We have people who have white knights. We have men hate, or not women hate, who literally hate women because they think they're
superior.
They think they're superior. Like, I want to ask you something, and this is a very controversial subject.
Yeah,
and I've seen many people talk about this. You ever thought our society will ever fall apart?
Yeah, you know what I did, born. That part is true.
Did you ever thought about our society could fall apart on our demise?
Actually, it's already been falling apart for the longest, because once you live in a Western first world civilization, eventually you could become bored. Because I listen to Joe Rogan, and there was one of his guests. He talked about. You ever guys ever heard of it's me theory?
No.
No, never heard of it.
It's basically like this. When you live in a first world society like ours,
Sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
Did
but like when
you're gonna jump in.
Tell you, mute your mic. I want to hear it, Jeremy.
Sorry.
oh yeah, so the me theory is that when you live in a first world society like America or some other Western civilization, like Europe, you look around yourself. Look at these people around you. America is a place where you could become successful. Now, let's say your friends become successful, but you're not, and you live in a crappy apartment with a dead-end job, getting paid week by week.
Yeah.
You start to think maybe I'm the problem, and this is what basically the depression, the suicidal tendency starts.
Yeah,
to begin.
or
that's
even
the
worse.
me theory. And this is the problem with us. We live in a first world society to the point where people are so bored, they want to feel oppressed. They want oppression, but they don't want to actually be oppressed. That's why you see people start clinging on to the LGBT community, or people start championing for minority rights, even though they ignore the minority voices who speak up, because this is the problem. And now you're getting to the point, like, have you guys paid attention to what's going on in Europe?
No, I
heard some.
Oh my God!
But not
Look
too
at
much.
Germany.
I heard all of it, and funny that is a topic in itself. And that topic is a mind.
No, tell you, I want to hear him.
Germany,
I want to hear him.
And Sweden
what's going on?
have basically got invaded by the Muslim community. Like, they literally almost took over the country at this point. Like,
what?
When did this happen?
What?
This has been going on
Wait.
since 2015. I didn't even know that until I was paying attention in 2018. But Sweden, in 2016 to 17, I shit you not, this was real stories where it was, one, illegal to talk about how the refugees, the North Africans and the Middle Easterns, were basically committing 95% of the crimes. Women, the police were told to ignore women who were being sexually abused by these refugees, and some of the more worse things. These people have shut down churches. They have built mosques. They basically have destroyed the place. Like, look at France. If you look at France, people say it's no longer France because you see all these Middle Eastern refugees up there. I mean, you see people with tents and beds sleeping next to trash and filth. You have men just peeing out in the streets to the point where it's now against the law.
Okay,
this in the middle of the street.
Wow. That is
on and on. But this all recycles back to what I was saying. Like, when you live in a first world society for so long, you get bored to the point where you want to actually feel oppressed but not be oppressed. And this is what's basically resulting. Like, it's like what's going on with the trans community in women's sports, which I'm totally against trans athletes in women's sports because it undermines them so much. Women for decades they get this.
Why not do women's sports? Well, hold on.
No. I'm against trans men or women, mostly just trans women, because they're the ones who are breaking all these records, but they're not actually women, and they're in real women. Because in Idaho,
transgender
they
people.
just banned that. Idaho just banned it, said trans women cannot compete with biological women. Okay. And this is the point. What I'm talking about is it's gotten to the point where people talk about, oh, we have to listen to women, but you also have trans women, and this is all. It is basically men dominating their sports, but they're also fighting for their rights, and then they're telling actual biological women that they're transphobic, and they're basically harassing them to be quiet. And this is the problem we're seeing with modern day society.
As I brought before, this is a topic.
We got all day. We got all from like hell. It's a part of the comic book stuff. I mean, our like comic book stuff, like it's going down the toilet. Movie theaters have gone down the toilet. TV shows have been stuck.
The economy is gone down. Like
the world, everything.
We're going to be in a recession soon, anyway. So
my brother told me. And this is something that he told me this. He said Trump is going to get elected again.
What?
No. He said to me, he said, if this goes away in the summer, and Trump will make himself like, I did it all. We won the war. Because
Oh,
A war president never loses the election.
Except
And-
in a war, that the
But
virus.
yet again, like he declares it to be a war. The virus is a war. This is a war, you could say, in a way.
Yeah.
It's just the fact is, if he gets elected, okay,
Wait,
we're
Trump
gonna get another
or Biden?
Trump boy.
Trump.
Trump boy.
Trump is already going to win the next election. Like, he has no competition.
God
I
damn
can
it.
care. But yet again, like, do you? This is another thing. Do you think? Let's say Biden dies.
Oh shit.
That's a good point because the guy has dementia.
That's true.
Oh, dude, he's fucking done. I'm like, dude, where the fuck? You don't know where you
And
are.
Bernie Sanders just ran off with $10 million worth of donations. So, thank Bernie Bros. You're not getting that back.
And then that goes to show you. That goes to show you how much Bernie's a scumbag. But do you think Bernie might join the reins again?
Honestly,
No.
I have no idea.
The man just had a heart attack last year. If he catches the coronavirus, he's done.
He's finished. Tch.
So Joe Boy doesn't have no competition. Shit, fuck no.
Oh, we're screwed.
Oh, no, not really, because I prefer Trump over most of these guys because at least Trump cares about America.
I don't. Trump is one to put. But no. That politics. We'll be able to go.
We'll talk about Joe Boy.
I don't want to talk
Yes,
politics.
we are living in a Watchmen society. The only thing is that I'm wondering when the countdown to the nuke starts.
I mean, Watchmen Society always shit.
Oh yeah,
I think all of it, Watchmen Society.
Because China owes the world. China owes us
Go
now.
on.
Continue.
So
No,
wait,
China
wait, hold on. Owns. I'm lost on this thing. You're
China
saying
really owns
statement side.
Do you know why this started?
Because China
Because
the
it's
government
China.
with the coronavirus, because they think it contains
Not
the
just because
infection.
of the virus. Like I said, I pay attention to a lot of things that have been going on. And here's something the media doesn't really seem to tell people is that back in I think
January.
July of last year, China was caught in Canada. Two of their scientists, Chinese scientists, her husband studies SARS and the coronavirus. Here's the thing. They were caught dead to rights smuggling 21 vials of biological material back to China. And then you have there's a professor in Harvard. They're talking about he's about to spend like at least a good 10 to 15 in prison because he was in the pockets of China selling America's secrets to them. China has been doing this for the longest. This thing is a biological weapon, and now they're trying to blame America for it.
Of course they are. Well, I'm surprised. But you know
You're
what?
telling me we're gonna go. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You're saying to me we're gonna go to war with China again? And
No, we're not going to go to war with China. No, I have three different conditions we could say. One, you could just annex Hong Kong, let it become its own independent nation, like Taiwan, which they won't do that. Another idea is they wipe our debt out, which I know they won't do that. And me and a few other people are like, what if everybody in the world collectively came together and just, nuke China?
What? That's insane. Because
I don't.
This is actually China's fault. They've been undermining people for years. They have been doing this for the longest, and people have just now started to realize just how bad it's gotten.
I don't blame the Chinese people. I blame more the government. The government, so it's corrupt.
I get what you're saying, and personally, my biggest fears is Kim Jong Un. That fat ass guy.
Oh no, he's a non-factor. In fact, Kim Jong Un relies on China.
Go, Jeremy. But Jeremy, continue. Tevye, mute your mic. I'm trying to hear. Jeremy.
Well,
North Korea is a non-factor. They have like one of the biggest militaries, and yes, almost all their citizens are basically have to join the military. So yeah, they're trained. The problem is that Their military is piss poor, and they would never survive an actual full-on invasion if we actually tried.
So you're telling me we would have to like? So you're telling me we would have to literally go to war with China? So to what's the enemy? Just asking, or to help China? Who's trying to attack China? Just asking.
China and Russia might end up going into war sooner or later because China is encroaching on their territory. Mostly the seas. They've been building ports and stuff like oil rigs really, really close to Russia, and they've been the thing is they put non-military civilians next to it, so they make it look look like Russia is the aggressors. So that's another problem. And that could end up going on by itself. But the point is that China has been doing so many things for the longest, has been undermining people's governments. They've been stealing our secrets. They have infiltrated pretty much everything at this point. 97% of our production comes from China now. We cannot make medicine.
Whoa. So you're telling me, no, Terry. Again, be quiet. I'm trying to talk to Jeremy. So you're telling me we are basically hand on foot on China?
Yes,
that's what you're telling me.
Yeah, here's the scary things. Here's some things people don't realize. You know when we shut down our last penicillin factory?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
No, do you know what year we shut that thing down?
No, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. But please,
penicillin, like medicines, pharmacy, like pharmacy.
Oh, okay, I get.
Do you know do you know when the last year we actually shut that down? Like,
no.
2004.
Of course.
Wow.
Well, that's surprised.
Almost 2 decades ago, and we get 97% of our pharmaceutical needs from China. Masks, ventilators, equipment. That's why the president had to enact the Defense Production Act, because we were screwed. Because China was supposed to ship like 3 million masks to us, but they turned it around and brought it back to them. So now,
because they probably needed it. They probably needed the most.
Back in January, China was buying up all the medical supplies from different countries. That's why you see shortages, because China knew this was coming a long time ago.
So I also just want to ask. So let's say there's a war with China. Let's say that shit happens. What happens to all their properties, like the anime shows and all that stuff? Will they stop, or they will have to move?
That ain't China.
That's Japan. Japan actually different. Japan is
well, that's Japan and South Korea. That's
okay. Never mind then.
yeah.
I mean, I was actually kind of a little worried. I was a little worried. I'm like, is Dragon Ball gonna be a little bit?
We'll get Dragon Ball because I'm looking forward to Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's different talk altogether. But
okay. So anyway, China is pretty much screwed. Let's say this. I heard Disney wants to make a China or a Japan, whatever theme park, Disney park on that whole thing. Get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Oh yeah, I agree, Corona. Yeah, that's why the Defense Production Act was just enacted, because we're so far behind and we're so screwed that we can't literally do anything.
To quote Batman Reborn, and I quote, Ultimate Nick Fury was right. The next war will be a genetic one. Yep.
Oh,
he was right.
What are you talking about? The genetic war already happened, like on 3 different occasions.
Yep.
We had AVX. Then we had Access to Evil. That was another one. Was just a genetic war, where everyone because Lord Apocalypse was going to set off a gene bomb. Like we had the genetic wars for the longest. Like, and Hickman's run, Kurt run with X-Men
and Ultimates.
Like we've been stuck in a genetic war. In fact, the X-Men was always right. Magneto was always right.
And second, X-Men and the rest of that program. I mean, back on track. Oh, we can
Well, I
have
mean,
political talk, but I
But
can't.
yet again, I'm just trying to get what you're saying, but the whole thing is like I understand where you're coming from on China. I mean, my mom told me this, and this is something that she said. Anything like one of her, she was working at a job. She's a chiropractor, and she was working on some kind of project, and China stole that project. And
Oh, that sucks.
I'm like, whoa, holy fuck. I didn't know about this. I'm like, wait, when did this happen? And he's like, yeah, China stole the project I was working on. I'm like, you're kidding me. Wow. And now you're saying China is basically our hand and foot on going forward on everything. And I'm like, wow. No wonder everything goes to China now. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
We're fucked at this point.
I mean, granted, I don't think there's going to be a war happening anytime soon. But I mean, granted, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. There's going to be repercussions, but I just don't see what kind.
Yeah, but I'm saying anyways, yeah. But back to the comments, you know, because we kind of went off the political talk.
Dude. Well, this is kind of went to the it was kind of building up to that because we were talking about this pandemic right now, what we're having, and we talked about movies, we talked about TV shows, we talked about no. Wait, that's just a rumor, buddy. There's no concrete information that's true.
Yeah, not yet. Oh, tell him. What's your opinion on this whole China stuff? Tell him. You.
With the virus?
Yeah, this whole we kind of went into political talks and comic talk. So
I think the people need to take into account that there are different types of wars as well.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Okay.
We're going to be in a cold
And
war.
there's also something I want to bring up in relation to. Hold on. Let me finish.
Sorry.
There's something I want to bring up in relation to something that's brought up in the U.S. Constitution about dealing with threats that are real and or imagined.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of balance needs to be used here, especially in regards to, okay, if this threat is as real as they say it is, shouldn't the leaders of each nation practically be dead by now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
All right. If it's imagined, imagine also institutes and uses things in regards to, say, using an event but for political means.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
So if this is actually an imagined event, not a real event, who are the people using this event for said political means? And so hence the guilty party has to be found, brought to account. So wisdom has to be used in this,
Yeah.
whether it's one side or the other.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
If
Mm-hmm.
it's basically test and question everything, including what's happening power-wise.
Yeah. And as I
Right,
said,
At the moment,
go on.
oh, sorry.
At the moment, China still has not been held to account, or the WHO, for allowing this to go for as long as it has. And I guarantee you, after this is over, there's already news of China heading the UN for this year. All right, they are the head of it. They're going to be the head.
Yeah,
Can
that
you explain a little?
What are they going to institute, not only in the UN, but also in the WHO? they now have those powers, which they literally have to be stripped away from,
Yep.
plus any other powers that have forced other nations to practically cause harm to other individuals because of said event.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom needs to be seen here. Wisdom needs to be used here.
Yeah.
We can't afford to get caught up in fearmonger media. Even though it is easy to get caught up in it.
Yeah.
And also, it's easy to control it too because everyone lives in fear now. Everyone
Mhm.
has that whole like, oh, you're gonna get infected, all that crap because
Yeah.
you're the state of fear. The fear
Yep.
can be controlled, and you have that, you're done. After
You want to know something else about fear?
Yeah.
It can also affect your health.
Yeah. Fear can have a weapon to destroy you.
Right?
Oh. Yeah, go ahead.
As Scarecrow said.
Yeah, it
Continue.
can literally affect your health. So therefore, you're hearing this news of
Mm-hmm.
said virus or said event, and you're also hearing about, said symptoms, whatever said symptoms are. Okay, after that, you start showing those same symptoms. Why? Because number one, you've got the trigger being the fear, right? First is the fear. Then with the fear comes in one's mind that will help trigger the symptoms in one's mind. Those symptoms start to appear in a physical form. You go to the doctor, you've got this, and you've never been in contact with the person that's had said event symptoms.
Yep.
Right? Then there's questions. Okay, who could I have been in contact with that had said symptoms? No idea. So always question. Don't forget the question. Whether it's question authority, question your doctors, just remember to question. If you can't question, if you aren't allowed to question, even by your state, they are now involved in a form of tyranny,
Mm-hmm.
whether they want to admit it or not.
Amen to that. Yeah, amen to that. But anyways, alright. As far as this political topic as common time is concerned, as far as that topic is concerned, I just at this point, I just want everything to go back to normal.
I hope so. I hope so too, man. But yet again, I mean, I did. Go on. You were saying.
A lot of us do. I've even mentioned to my main LCS that I miss actually going to their store in person because, for myself, I'm also on the autism spectrum, and I do need a lot of social interaction.
Yeah.
And especially one-on-one social interaction. Yes, there's this one which is good, but I also need the one-on-one in-person interaction. Without that,
I agree.
It can take away something that I need. And my body doesn't like it. My body's not happy with this new routine that I have to adjust for. But in that meantime, I still must find something that will keep my mind active, keep my mind occupied. So I'm not worried too much about stressing out, getting anxious because I'm not able to do this.
Yeah.
I can still go out and exercise. That's good. At least I can get something.
Yep. Agreed.
I agree. I could.
That's why I want to put a hardcore to keep my mind. I mean, that's why I put Persona 5 to keep my brain active without going nuts. But from quarantine.
Well, I mean, I could agree with that. All that stuff. I mean, but it's just that I mean, a lot of this stuff has really affected all of us. I mean, in one way or another. The problem is, I feel like with it's just a lot of things have built up and kind of showed on
Same here.
The way our society has gone, and granted, we kind of, like Jeremy said, like our governments have kind of shown a little bit of their true colors to more and more, and it takes a lot out of you. I mean, yeah, and also another thing is like we just gotta. What's that word? We all need a, like kind of like a bit of like a break, and also a bit of a sense of positivity. Anyway, I think we're kind of done now. I don't know.
We got it 3 hours long. So you know what? We about to end it. All right. Well, before I end it, one more thing. Like I said, we kind of went the political topic and off topic, but here's my final advice. My final comment industry as a whole, forever gun industry, please stop trying to fight each other. Just let the industry survive. It's right. It was a little longer, and I can't believe it. I hate doing it though. I say, in my opinion, just doing in hardcover or trade paperbacks. Don't even sing issues. I can't believe I'm gonna be CBR. I don't like CBR at this point. They do make good points. Oh God, just read a book and hardcover graphic novel, at least for a little while. Read them stories or do something. I for Diamond.
Just trying to support the comic book community.
Yeah,
we need to have these books go forward, but if these are going to go ended on a very crash and burn scenario, like Jeremy is saying and everyone else is saying, because I've seen Flash thing, and I'll say this right now. I mean, granted, say what you want on Marvel, say what you want, like, oh, they have a lot of bad people working with them, or a lot of people are
it's nonsense.
Yet again, that's everywhere. We got SGWs everywhere.
Yep.
Ever since 2016 happened. Ever since 2016 happened, it's nothing but political, because our society has changed so drastically that it's never been the same ever since then. And it's like Jeremy said, it's about to collapse into a point where, well, I'm hoping the end of the tunnel.
Same here. I agree. Like I don't give them put it crap.
There'll be something. There'll be. Let me say this. Daria.
I'm here. Oh.
I'm hoping that there's something out there in the. But I mean, anyway. Subscribe to both of them. I'm. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. Your connection's going in and out. Edgar? God damn it. Yeah, but anyway, my bottom line decided to sit in a hole. I put the comments to survive a little bit longer. Don't start the comment agency, Disney. Just stop. Just let the industry survive. We should 10 more years. We'll survive and don't kill the industry. At least for a little bit longer. I feel like out of the way, I don't give a damn political crap. I just try to focus more on my stories. I want this story all I want. As all you want is points, let's just hold by from the worst, not to feel manga crap, and let's just tell good stories. Oh. Tell him what's your final advice on this situation?
Personally, I hope the comic industry will use this opportunity to wake up and gain wisdom from this experience.
Yeah.
All right. At least it will give them a bit of a heads up. Like, should it happen again, they're prepared.
Agreed. Edgar?
Oh, I can agree with that.
All right, Nate?
I mean, I always yeah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right. Okay. Like you said, I mean, I honestly, personally feel like they weren't worried because they knew nothing was going to happen. So therefore, just ran your course. But now, like you said, like if this ever happens again, they'll have a backup plan. And yes, most comic book stores are going to be angry. So fucking what, buddy? You're locked up in your house. Dude, you're gonna get your comp later on, buddy, or you're gonna have 3 of those. I mean, you get us, but yet again, it is what it is. Just we'll see how things go. Jeremy, you there, or are you just dead
So
solid?
I'm here.
No.
The way I'm doing is I'm just watching at this point, just watching, observing, and see how it goes.
Yep. So I said, what's it hold by playing the words and playing?
I mean, yeah. We'll see how things go. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So anyways, Think enjoy the comment and she's gonna say we kind of like political, we kind of more politics, and yeah, that actually happened. But I don't want to tell politics. That actually happened because they just huge at the huge economical stress situation altogether. So let's just hold it, play it, get better, not worse until it was yeah. Anyway, no, God, where we find you?
Yeah. You can subscribe to my channel.
One at a time.
Go on your.
Okay.
You first.
Okay.
All right. You can find me on Gillen29, which weekly we've been having discussions on the Super Sons. So if you're big and into the Super Sons, come check out the live streams. You'll enjoy it. Tevye joins me along with Comic Boom, who was on here earlier. And this upcoming week, we are covering Volume 1 of the Super Sons.
Yep.
So look out for it.
Yep. And you can follow me.
I was gonna do mine and now. And you could find me on my main channel or my two main channels, Comic Book Fan 92 and Iron Knight Gaming. I do comic reviews, game reviews, and the other. So, guys.
Yep, and you can follow me, Travis Spoker. You can follow my video on Twitter or the following on Global Play Deno. Then join I think.
What the fuck are you doing?
Your connection went to shit.
I'm now.
Yeah, I'm about to do my outro. Echo? Yeah. Anyways. You can follow me using the text bunker by putting on Twitter or to follow me on Google and join comment screen. See the next screen on something. Yeah, I'll probably next screen that's not like more like political stuff. Or to follow Jeremy, or to follow the Comic Boom on the YouTube channel and follow Len Krypton. Then join and second next time on something. See you next time. See ya. Bye.
See you later, all.